10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, hello. What's up, people? What's going on? What's everybody doing today? That's a good looking puppers. He's very quiet, puppers.
Sorry, I'm listening to the last couple of minutes of that, whatever it is, Starship. I just showed you.
I see we have a stray Jolly with us today. A quiet stray Jolly. Jolly, say something, you bastard. Nothing.
Nothing.
Put your meat back in your pants for a minute.
Such good times, isn't it?
Going to go get something to drink, maybe?
I don't know. He shows up so infrequently. I knew he would show up for this. Because he has to show up every top 10.
Are you talking about me?
I'm talking about you because you're not saying anything.
I'm sorry. My mother couldn't find a knife.
Your mother... I feel like there's a lot more to that story.
I know that sounds like a nonsense excuse, but that actually is the extent of it. She couldn't find the specific kitchen knife she wanted. So she called me in there to look for it.
I feel like...
And sure enough, we found it in 10 seconds.
Cousin Mommy found out that you were dating your third cousin instead of your first cousin, and she got upset. And she's like, "Get the knife." Isn't that what happens in Alabama?
No.
We sure?
We apparently lead a civil war when what's his noodle becomes president from Parks and Rec. Nick Offerman.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, When does that come out?
Next June, I want to say.
That far? Jesus.
It's like in the late spring.
I mean, so like yeah. Like I get sometimes if it's like a really, really big movie and you drop a teaser like 6 months to a year out. That's a little far to drop out a teaser since we got the teaser like a month ago. If it doesn't come out till next summer. This movie, is anybody gonna care by then? No. The answer is no. Nobody's gonna care by then. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, we already got a super chat coming in. Dom's Vibrating Bicep says, "Dude, saw the Iron Claw, great movie. Just don't go see it if you're sad in the least bit." Well, I mean, I know the true story of what happened with the Von Erich brothers. So, it's kind of hard not to growing up in Texas in the 80s. Because the Von Erich brothers were really, really big in Texas. For those that don't know.
What is Iron Claw?
They were wrestlers
in
the
true
70s
story
and 80s.
Of the Von Erichsen family.
Yeah.
Well, inspired by true events.
Oh, wrestlers.
Yeah. And they were really, really big. Lots of death in that family. So, but they were really big in Texas. Like it was, and I wasn't even huge into wrestling as a kid. Never really have been. But like I knew who the Von Erichs were.
Is this like Hulk Hogan era?
This is actually before Hulk Hogan.
It's the Ric Flair era.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I knew who the Von Erichs were before I had ever heard of Hulk Hogan. So, yeah, it was, yeah. So, but I haven't seen the movie yet. Gonna go see the movie. Want to see the movie. I'm very. Just watching the trailers, the way what's his face? Why am I blanking on his name? The main guy,
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron, like completely like transformed himself and looks like the freaking Hulk. Like that's some dedication right there, dude. But no, I want to see the movie, but have not seen it yet. So we'll see.
I was signed up to do a Jabba the Hutt movie, so I started putting on weight, started packing it on, and then they kicked me out of the movie. So now I'm stuck.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I had such dedication to the role, and now I'm stuck here.
Yeah. I guess I could have gone and seen that movie today. It was at the movies. We ended up in going and seeing something else. That screw it. We'll go ahead and talk about it now. I saw the new Aquaman movie, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Went to the movie theater and watched.
Yeah.
And let me guess, you wish you had gone and seen the Iron Claw.
I do. I wish I had gone and seen the Iron Claw.
Yeah.
It was okay. Look,
first, or you just
look,
make
there are definitely worse DC movies than this. There's no doubt about it. It's just, like I don't know how
it looked great, right? It looked amazing.
It was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous movie, and I'm trying to think of the good things about the movie.
From what I
great
heard,
special effects, and
unique.
I would say there was one storyline about Arthur and Orm, the brothers having to work together after what happened in the last movie. That was good, and had that been the whole movie, it would have been a decent movie. But there's so much in this movie that's just, it's hard to explain because it's like they tried to do too much. It's like they're trying to just build this world. Like every scene had to be this huge, big event at this new location, at this different freaking place, somewhere else in some other underwater, location that we've never seen before. Introducing, like, it just, I don't know. It was an overly complicated movie for no reason. And then the humor in it was like, most of the humor in the movie was like really forced. And it was I don't know how to explain it. They let Jason Momoa be too much of like a bro dude in this movie compared to
Thor.
Yeah, they've always kind of tamped him down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like he's always had that side of him in the 3 movies he's been in the DC universe. He's always kind of been a bro dude, but not like in this movie. They just let him be a bro dude through the whole movie and take absolutely nothing in the movie seriously. You know what I mean? Like his character just like pretty much the entire movie is joking around and doesn't take anything seriously at all. In every scene, he's cracking a joke. And it really, really works with him and Orm. Because if you watch the last movie and they hate each other, but now in this movie they have to work together. Like that dynamic works really, really well in those scenes when they're together. And had that been the whole movie, just the two of them, like that was actually pretty entertaining. But that's really the only part that's pretty entertaining. There's a whole, first of all, Mira, which is, what's her face? I don't remember. What the hell's her name?
The girl. Yeah, she's
Heard.
Amber
Heard. Amber Heard.
Yeah.
She's in the movie way more than I thought she would be. Now, that being said, she's somehow in the movie, and yet I think has maybe 2 lines in the entire movie. But she keeps showing up, and every time she shows up, you're just like, now that we know all this shit about her, like, I was really hoping, and there was a chance, too. She gets hurt, like, early in the movie, and you think there's a chance that, she's going to be out the rest of the movie. No, she comes back again to just be there. And for no reason, and
contract thing, like she gets paid, so they have to put her in it or something.
I guess.
I mean,
and then there's the whole subplot, and it's in the trailer that they have a kid now, and like it was pointless, especially with all her dialogue removed, and most of the time she's literally just there, like in the background of a shot. She just keeps showing up. And you can tell they probably just removed a bunch of her dialogue, but her character's still in the scenes. So it was like hard to remove her from scenes completely because she was like there when they filmed it. So unless they want to refilm the entire movie, they can't.
That's
they can't
probably
just
what it
remove
was.
her.
That's probably
but
what
they
it was.
removed like all her lines, but yet she's there, and she's only there because the baby's there, and the baby's only there for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Like the baby adds literally nothing to the movie. There's a brief like 5 minutes in the movie where you think the baby is going to be some big plot point in the third act, and then it just stops, and there's just the baby's not an issue anymore.
I thought
Well,
Black
like,
Manta
there's
like
no reason
kidnapped
for
the
the
kid
baby
or
and
something.
her to be in this movie at all. It was again. I'll try to be nice. It is not the worst DC movie. Okay, it's better than Black Adam. All right, it's better than Suicide Squad. It's better than
Suicide
Woman
Squad?
84.
Not the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad.
Whichever the first one was that sucked. It's
I like
I
that
would
better.
say I would also say, by the way, it is better than the Flash.
The Flash where he goes back in time and all that.
Yeah, all that crap, that overly complicated bullshit with horrible
I think
CGI.
I'd rather watch Flash because I didn't understand anything in Aquaman. I mean, I don't pay attention to comic books, but it just seemed like they had.
Well, it's a much simpler, even as much as they try to do too much world building in this movie, it's still less complicated than the Flash.
Okay, I'll give you that. At least at Flash, I gave up trying to keep track. I just realized it was.
Yeah, it's way more easy to follow than the Flash.
It's just that I guess on the small screen, watching all the fish stuff, I can't keep track of it. On a big movie screen, I bet you it'd be interesting. But trying to watch it all on a TV screen, it's just too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine it was really good, but I'm not going to go watch a whole movie just to watch
Like
it.
I said, it was a beautiful movie. The CGI was on point. Like, this was not like The Flash, where it was just horrible, awful
And if you
CGI.
just liked fish and stuff, like whales and all that, like this is sci-fi for whale people, right? Like you get to see a whale hanging out with a giant seahorse. I mean, that's got to be awesome if you like seeing that kind of stuff because it looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't really
watch
care.
a spaceship go
And like
past.
I said, it was just, you know what it was too, is it was, and when I say they tried to like do too much, it was like they tried to be like, okay, let's pack as many big, like freaking event scenes in this movie, which on one hand could have been cool. On the other hand, it was like it made the movie move so quick, like you're literally jumping from one big, like, here's Atlantis. Oh yeah, here's the Pirate Kingdom. Oh yeah, here's the big bad guy's evil island. Oh yeah, here's this. Oh yeah, here's that. Oh, here's the other big evil bad guy island that's under Antarctica. Oh, and here's this one. Oh, and here's this one. And in the course of a 2-hour movie, you've gone to like 15 different locations that all have these like big event action scenes happening in them, and it's like too much. There's like there's an island, there's a big island, then there's the underground bad guys island volcano, then there's Antarctica, then there's Atlantis, then there's something going on in the North Pole, then there's like, it's too much crap packed into one movie. And because of that, and they're trying to give the appropriate amount of time to each location, the movie feels like it's moving too quick. Like, oh shit, we've just gone from Atlantis to the desert to an underground island base to an island where things have gotten out of control and all the bugs and flora and fauna have grown into giant mutants. Oh, now we're back to the North Pole. Oh, now we're down in Antarctica. Oh, now we're at an underground base or underground kingdom near Antarctica. That bam, 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 bam. You're just moving through the movie like that. You're just like, dude, slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
And the only good part of the story was that was Arthur and Orm having to work together in this movie. That was pretty entertaining. And this movie made me realize that I forget what's his name, Patrick Wilson, that plays Orm, is like from a comic book perspective, would have been a way better Aquaman than Jason Momoa.
Well, I was going to say if they would have taken Aquaman 2 and left him in that town where Batman finds him, that like gritty town, and made it like a Wolverine where he's like fighting some boat who's being a dick to whales or something, and made it like a Wolverine, like a almost black and white, like, made it like cool. I think they could have done really well with Aquaman. They tried to make it like Avatar or something where like, look,
they tried to do too much with this movie. And while the CGI was there to back it up, it looked good. And I will say they did a great job on all the locations and all the different like creatures that were in it. Like it looked great. And you can tell they spent a lot of money on this damn movie, and it looked good. It did not look cheap. It didn't look like, you know what I mean. It's just the story did not need all that, and all it did was make you feel like the movie was moving too quick. If they had slowed it down and cut the amount of locations that this movie needed to be shot in, digital locations, but locations still, and had gotten rid of Mira and the baby, because they at times drag the story down and are just kind of there for no reason. They don't add anything to the movie, and they actually take away from the movie. If it had been it just needed to be a simpler story, is what it needed to be. It needed to be a more simple movie, and they just tried to do too much with it. And again, I'm not saying it's a bad movie or anything. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
here's the part.
There are definitely worse fucking movies than this. Okay, there are definitely worse DC movies. There's definitely worse Marvel movies than this. Okay, so I'm not trying to knock it too much, but I will say I liked the first movie, Aquaman movie, a lot, and I think a lot of people did. It made more money than any DC movie ever.
What do you think about when the little kid was sitting on the, I don't know if he's sitting on a couch or something, and him and his dad are sitting there, and they put the little kid on the couch, and the kid is looking at the fish at first, but then he does the like cartoon Aquaman thing.
Yeah,
makes the fish do what he wants. I thought that part was pretty cool.
Yeah,
how the kid does
that was fine. And they even like address, and which is fine. Like there are certain times when it's okay to get a little bit goofy, and they even like did address like, oh yeah, people think that all I do is talk to fish, and he's like, yeah, pretty much. He's like, but I also, I also kick ass or something like that. And, you get a little goofy in there. Yeah. And then, like I said, they kind of let Jason Momoa just be like too.
Every once in like 5 times in the movie, that would have been great. But the whole movie, it was like, okay, what are they doing?
Yeah, the whole movie, he's Mr. Bro Dude. Just taking nothing serious and just making jokes at every turn. And again, and the whole opening 10 minutes of the movie, it felt like, which is just like, let's catch the audience up as if they never watched the first movie. Really? Do we need to do this in a big budget superhero movie? I don't need you to recap the whole first movie while tying in a bunch of goofy scenes about your kid pissing in your face while you're changing his diaper.
Oh my God. I forgot about that part. Please. That was the worst. That was so fucking bad. That was so bad.
It was like here's clips from the first movie mixed with our version of Jason Momoa in 3 Men and a Baby. That was like the first 10 or 15 minutes of the movie. And it was like,
it was horrible.
What the hell is this? So I don't know, man. They tried to do too much.
I was going to say, is the writer's strike have anything to do with this? Like, was it made during a time when they were trying to save money or do something shortcut or something?
No,
it's they don't care because it's the last film in the DC.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I've heard a thing that there's probably a James Wan cut of this movie that's like 3 hours and a half long.
They could have easily cut like 45 minutes out of this movie, and it probably would have been better. You could have cut all of Mira and the baby. There's this whole part where they go to the pirate kingdom. That outside of like some good banter between Arthur and Orm, there's no reason for it to exist. You know what I mean? Like this whole 10 minutes of the movie didn't need to exist at all. Yeah, there's a bunch you could cut out of the movie and probably and there's no consequences in the movie either. Like they make this whole big deal about at one point them going to Black Manta going to steal the baby, and then like in the process of that he like just so you guys know here, like they make this whole big deal about Black Manta going to steal the baby, and then like he like straight up like uses his like freaking what the hell do you call that thing? Why am I
Evil
blanking?
trident thing.
Trident. He like stabs the Aquaman's dad in the chest with a trident. But then the good guys show up. The baby's already gone. The good guys show up, and then they're like, "Oh, but he's gonna be fine. We're gonna save him with Atlantean medicine." And then the whole subplot with the baby, like, literally just stops. Like, oh yeah, I didn't need the baby. Yeah, Black Manta didn't need the baby at all. Okay, well, then what was this whole 15 minutes of the movie of you stealing the baby and looking like you were going to kill Aquaman's dad and all this other stuff, and then turns out you didn't need the baby, and Aquaman's dad is fine, and like, it's just a bunch of unnecessary shit. So,
Because I thought like the point was to like the evil trident's basically like Atlantean Unicron. And he needs like someone who's in the royal family, so the baby counts.
yeah, he does. And then as soon as the baby is like not an option anymore, literally, and I don't remember, and I'm gonna paraphrase here slightly, but Black Manta just like, okay, so it's gonna be slightly difficult for me to use the baby. So he just turns to Aquaman and goes, "You'll do," and then the baby's not even on screen for the rest of the movie. Like, he just, all right, fine, fuck it, Aquaman's fine. We'll just do. I can use Aquaman.
Wouldn't the
He's the
easier
royal
plan
bloodline.
have just been to go get Orm, like, because he's weak in prison?
Yeah, it would. This movie would have saved a lot of time had Black Manta just went after Orm, because it wasn't very difficult to get Orm. It was like, it would have been way easier to get Orm out of prison than it would for Black Manta to do all the shit he did in the entire movie to just eventually end up trying to snatch the baby. And here's the thing, nobody would have known that he had went and gotten Orm. It wouldn't have been a thing. Like, his whole plan could have succeeded had he just gone after Orm and not attacked Atlantis and done all the other bullshit that he did through the entire movie that got Aquaman's attention and everybody else's attention, and just gone straight to where Orm was, break him out of prison, use him, and just be like, "Oh, hey, bad guys win," like that. In fact, it would have been a more interesting story had the baby not been a thing, and it would have been he either needed Aquaman or Orm, so Aquaman goes and breaks Orm out of prison because he knows Black Manta's coming after him.
And
Like, that would have been way more interesting.
It's a game of keep away, keep Orm away
Yes.
from Black Manta.
To prevent it.
Yes, that would have been way more interesting, and it would have been a better story, and it would have made more sense. So, anyway, it was a whole weird thing, but yeah, like I said, the movie was kind of eh.
What does it cost to go watch a movie these days?
It's like $8 a ticket, $9 a ticket for me.
That's not that bad.
Especially
So-
if you go to a matinee, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
Do you
Just
get
don't
a
buy any
yearly
popcorn.
pass or something? Yeah, that's where they get you. Is this like
So-
a yearly pass thing? Do they still have those kind of things anymore?
They have like certain theaters have memberships where you get like points and then you get like free tickets.
Like every 10th movie's free kind of thing.
Yeah, more like 5, honestly. Like, I use Fandango a lot, and like every 5 tickets I buy, I get $5 off.
Okay.
I have the what's it called? Cinemark something or other, and I pay $9.99 a month, and I get one free movie ticket a month, so that pays for it itself.
Okay.
And then I get 20% off, and then I get of like other tickets if I want to buy other tickets. Plus, if I want to buy popcorn or anything like that, I get 20% off.
That's not bad then. Like you say, it pays for it right away, and you immediately get a discount.
Yeah, the first time you buy a ticket, it pays for it.
So
So,
as long as you go to the theater at least once a month, I mean,
yeah, then it pays for itself. Yeah.
Because
So-
back in the day, I don't remember how long ago this was anymore, but you could get those packages and essentially go watch movies quite a bit for nothing.
Yeah.
For a
The
while.
best one was what was the name of that one that I abused the shit out of?
I don't remember, but I remember Joey
Movie
used to
Pass.
go to it.
Movie Pass. I had Movie Pass for like 2 years before that company went under, And I will tell you, I got my money's worth out of that because it was like $6.99 a month, and you could buy one ticket a day.
Yeah, that's what it was. You guys would buy like.
How did they think they were going to make money?
Yeah, I'm like, that means I can buy.
Well, you could bank on, so people would buy like like 20 seats in a theater, and then be able to sit in the middle of 20 seats.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I did. I never bought 20. Most I ever bought was 8. I bought 8 seats one time, just for me and my wife to go, so we wouldn't have to sit next to anybody. And that was during Black Panther, I think, the first Black Panther movie.
Excuse me, that seat's taken. Excuse me, that seat's taken.
And like it was me. So we're at that that not the front row, but you know how the movie theater is broken up.
The front of the like back section.
The front of the back section where you got the rail in front of you so you can put your feet up. So we bought 4 tickets there and the 4 tickets directly behind us. And then we sat in the 2 seats right in the middle of that first row. So we had nobody on either side of us and nobody in 4 seats behind us. So like nobody was around us.
Okay, so I went the other day, and I always buy my tickets online. They just scan them on the QR code.
Yeah.
You know, most places have a person at the front door with a little scanner. So if you don't want to buy anything else, you can just go. The one I went to the other day did not. So I had to go to the concession stand. I stood in that line for 30 minutes.
The hell?
And I missed the first 10 minutes of my movie.
Oh, hell no.
And the guy directly in front of me in line, he's like, wants to buy the bigger popcorn, but you have to be like a member or whatever to buy that. So he starts signing up for the membership while there's 40 people behind him. If you're out there, I hate you.
Yeah, that's the company being lame for making that kind of mechanism to happen.
They had like 2 workers.
And I mean, the other thing, like they should have opened up another fucking line at the concession stand in a situation.
No, the problem was they only had 2 workers.
Well, that's why they need, like my movie theater, there's a kiosk machine up front that you can just get your ticket right there. You don't have to wait in a line. I just go and I have the thing on my phone and I just scan the QR code and it spits out my tickets. So
they just have less humans working at the movie theaters now.
Yeah, well, there were still like 6 people working behind the concession stand today. So anyway. Yeah. So, moral of the story is don't go pay to see Aquaman. Like, if you want to watch it when it's free somewhere, cool. It's not a horrible movie, but it does have a lot of problems, and I wouldn't pay for it. So, take it for what you will, I guess. It was fine. So, I'm trying not to be too down on this movie, but it's, you know, like I said, it's better than The Flash. You know what I mean?
That fine sound like fine-ish.
Yeah. Look, it's better than The Flash. It's better than Marvel's. It's better than Ant-Man Quantumania, if that means anything. Right?
Better than the worst movies of the year.
It could definitely be worse.
I didn't want to physically harm myself after watching the film, so that's a good idea.
That's true. I did not, you know.
That's your rating right now. I didn't commit.
I didn't commit Harry Carey during watching this movie. So, you know, that's a plus, I guess. And like I said, if you're comparing it to DC movies, it's still like it's better than Suicide Squad. It's better than Wonder Woman 1984. It's better than, you know what I mean? Better than The Flash. It's it's better than a lot of the other crap they've put out. But, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's like good. It's better. It's better than Black Adam, right? So I don't know. Do what the fuck you want. I don't know. Figure it out. If you want to go see Jason Momoa be bro dude Aquaman for 2 hours and not take anything seriously for a whole 2-hour movie, then go ahead. Feel free.
He didn't even bother working out for this movie. They gave him a padded suit.
Dude, he did not work out at all for this movie. At all. Like, first of all, most of the movie, he's not even wearing an Aquaman uniform. Like, most of the movie, the whole, like, him and Orm doing their thing and all, like, he's just wearing regular dude bro clothes.
He's literally wearing, like, loose cotton, like, almost robe clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, you know, and then there's, like, a couple of times, like, at the end of the movie, the big climax of the movie, he's wearing his Aquaman stuff. And it's, totally padded suit stuff. And then when he goes to break Orm out of prison, he's wearing like some kind of stealth outfit that again is just a padded suit. So, yeah, he apparently go out, and I've heard Jason Momoa say in interviews before, he's like, I don't work out if I'm not getting paid to work out. He straight up said that shit before. He's like, yeah, I only work out when I'm getting paid to work out.
Yeah, because he's active enough just in his normal life where he doesn't need to, but like he does not stay bulk like The Rock.
No, he doesn't.
That's pretty much my philosophy too. Unless I'm getting paid, I don't.
That's not. Yeah, I don't work out unless I'm getting paid. You want to pay me to work out, and yeah. But yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. I don't want to bash it too much. There are far worse movies out there. I mean, Jesus Christ, I went to go see the Marvels, and that was horrible. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's fine. I don't know. Anything else come out this week? Anything we haven't talked about? I don't know. We got a top 10 to do, people. So I hope everybody's ready for that. But I'm just trying to think of any other little bits of things. So I do want to talk about What If season 2. So the whole season's out right now. If you haven't watched it, they were basically dropping an episode a day for like 9 days straight. And it's 9 episodes. And I don't know if anybody's seen it. I won't do any spoilers, I guess. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I mean, basically each episode's like it takes place in a different universe, tells a different story, whatever. It was pretty good, man. There was only one episode that I wasn't really big on, and that's only because like there's no English spoken in the entire episode. And like it's all in some Native American language and a little bit of Spanish at the very end, and that's it. And I'm just like, I don't want to read this fucking episode. So like that was the only episode that didn't really do it for me. Other than that, it was a bunch of, solid episodes. I don't know. If you like the first season, you'll like season 2. You know what I mean? Like I would say I think season 1 probably had some better episodes, but this season was maybe more consistent, I'd say. You know what I mean? Like all the episodes were pretty damn good. But season 1 had some really good standout episodes. Like the Doctor Strange episode in season 1 is phenomenal. Like it's just a fantastic episode of television. But so this season didn't have any episodes like that, but it's pretty damn consistent. They're all good. The end, the last, the crossover in like the last 2 episodes is like half Marvel 1602 and half some other shit carried over from season 1. And the 1602 episode was pretty cool. I personally didn't really care about Marvel 1602. I know some people out there read that when it came out. I read a little bit of it, but wasn't really my thing.
I never cared for it either.
So, but that's kind of the crossover towards the end is some Marvel 1602 stuff. But it was a good season. It was fine. I didn't hate it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And it was actually kind of cool getting a new episode every day, because I mean, especially with a lot of these things, when they want to not drop all the episodes at once, you got to wait a week between episodes, and it was much cooler to be like every day, oh, there's a new episode, So I liked it. It was pretty good. Anything else going on in the world? Any other TV movies that I'm not thinking of right now?
I ended up watching a bunch of the series that you recommended in last week's show that I had not watched before.
Oh, like what? What did you check out?
I'm trying to remember now. I'm not good at remembering shit. If I left them up on the screen or not, I don't think I did. But shit, Miss
I will buy you like a giant pack.
Of Miss Davis.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. A little bit religious.
Weird though, isn't it? It's weird but good.
I liked it. What were you gonna buy me?
Just a giant pack of sticky notes so you can like post them everywhere so you can remember what you're talking about.
I should leave them open on the screen because that's what I'm trying to do is go back through the thing to look at whatever the heck I watched last
G-Webs, you know what you need? You need a letterbox so you can just tag everything you've watched. and then
That
it'll
would be
keep
cool.
up for you.
I didn't know about
for
that.
you.
What is that? Is that an app or something?
Yeah, it's an app. It's basically just a diary that you keep of all the stuff you watched.
I tried doing that a couple of times because I think that's actually pretty neat. Because then I can go. A lot of times I'll be like, I don't remember if this was good or not. I'll get like three quarters of the way through, and I'll be like, oh wait a minute, I didn't like this the first time. Anyway, so I watched a couple of those shows. I watched two whole series though. What was the other one? There was another one you mentioned last week that
Oh, dude, I don't know. We talked about so much last week.
5 of them. I think
last
2
week went so off the rails.
And then, like we were just at the beginning of this show, I ended the last bit of whichever Star Trek that was, whichever one crossed over with the cartoon, and that is probably my favorite episode of all Star Treks.
Oh, dude, that cartoon crossover episode is fantastic.
Yeah, I really, really dug that.
That was great when they cross over with Lower Decks. It's awesome. That was a great episode.
That one was a good one.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I did? Try to watch this last week was that new Hunger Games movie.
Oh, the prequel?
Yeah. Oh God, that's awful. I think I got 45 minutes into it and I was just done. Like me and my wife both. Like, you know, we're like 45 minutes into it and she's just playing on her phone the whole time. And I'm like, I said, is this movie doing anything for you? She's like, nope. I was like, so I just turned it off, man. Like, I don't know. That movie was just awful.
Hey, they struck while the iron was hot. 10 years later.
Yeah, 10 years later. What the hell? I mean, I watched it because I was like, whatever. It's free. It's out there on the websites and stuff. And, you know, I watched all the original Hunger Games movies. I can't tell you. I can't, like, separate them. If that you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't tell you what happened in each Hunger Games movie because they all kind of run together.
So
I've watched them all.
Do you think we're in? I think we're in like a transition because, you know, there's been other times in cinema history where Hollywood really hasn't found its place, and we had something like this in the early 70s where Hollywood really wasn't sure where to go because the old school stuff was dying off. The new stuff they hadn't found a footing yet, and this is before all the summer blockbusters and before Star Wars and Jaws, and they had a lot of the stuff like Cleopatra and a couple other ones had some really bad flops, and so they had a hard time. I think that's what we're in right now because something just came out about how like superhero movies are done.
They're on their last leg, at least, unless they go on hiatus for a little while.
Wasn't the Hunger Games groundbreaking with Jennifer Lawrence being the first female action hero?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It was.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver and
it's not so much that the superhero genre is dying; it's that they're making shitty movies.
Yeah, it's trash. That's the reason.
It's fatigue, is what it is. It's the same thing that happened to the
West.
It's
not fatigue. It's not fatigue.
It's not
trash.
fatigue. They're making garbage, and so it's driving people away. People just if you're twisting the characters to where they're not even resembling what they do in the comics, so people don't care. People don't go watch them because they know the comics.
Well, and even when and they've done, you know, movies that are not, you know, that just take a character or an idea from the comic and turn it into something completely different in a movie. And if it's done well, it's a great movie. I mean, look at Logan. Logan's a fucking fantastic movie.
Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy is like that too. They were nothing like the comics.
They're nothing like the comics.
But it was well done. But it was a good movie.
Yeah.
If they twist it enough and still make a good movie, it works.
Well, I think it starts with the fact that they're making crap movies, but that is leading to fatigue. Because now people, even when there is going to be, let's say, a good comic book movie coming out, people are going to be fatigued and just expect it to be trash.
Yeah, they're accelerating the fatigue by making the crap movies.
Yeah.
And they also did not help themselves in that they have made so much content at once that the average viewer can't keep up with it.
Yeah. I think another thing that's killing movies in general, not just comic book movies, but all movies, is television. television has gotten exponentially better in the last 10 years.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's where you
plus
tell
too,
good
with
stories.
all these streaming services, like with the they making these Marvel movies, and you won't know what's going on in the movies if you didn't subscribe to Disney Plus and watch the series that the movies are a sequel to.
Yeah.
So you're losing your general audience.
I think streaming services in general are hurting movies because everybody's being trained to, if I just wait 3 months longer, I can watch it at home.
That too.
And then because the film industry is still built on box office success, that's how you judge, do you get a sequel? Do you as a company get to keep going? They're not doing good numbers.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, when you've got and I just like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Yellowstone, For All Mankind. When you've got Mandalorian, Ahsoka, when you've got shows like that coming on and dropping,
Mandalorian is like a sci-fi movie every week.
Yeah, like and they're coming in and they're dropping 8 to 10 hours of content a year for each of those shows.
Yeah,
and we're talking really well done shows. You're talking movie level quality as far as, CGI and special effects and storyline and the level of actors they're bringing in to these shows and the writing and the cinematography. And when you've got shows like that on television that you don't have to go to the movies to go see, like that's helping to kill movies.
yeah.
Well,
and that's where you tell good stories.
Movie that I got to go and pay for, or would I rather watch 10 hours of something that I know is awesome that I can sit at home and watch?
And at home, you can do this beautiful thing: hit pause.
Yeah.
I will say that's a blessing and a curse for me because I'm really bad about pausing too much because I get distracted. Whereas if I go to a movie theater, I can't do that.
What is that, G-Webs?
I have no idea. I was hoping Duke would know what this stuff is. I bought
It's that's okay. I don't know what that is exactly, but it looks like some kind of tech. It's called tech something.
It's not that game you play.
It's not Warhammer.
No,
it's not Games Workshop, but it's because it's got a counter on it. And
it's got some kind of mechanism now that I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's for damage. I think damage and points and stuff like that.
I seen these though, and I thought in the bag, and I thought, oh, these must be those things you're always building.
Let me see.
It's like Christmas. I went to a store and I seen this bag of loot, and I was like,
"Oh
dang,
yeah,
Duke's always talking about this stuff." I think it's that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's some kind of futuristic mech game. That's cool though, because see, you can kit bash all that stuff and use it and repaint it. And
somebody bought this, or is this somebody bought this raw and they painted it?
That looks like that stuff. You it comes that way.
Okay.
There's people who will detail them up, but that stuff. Well, what is that?
Oh, I see you turn. Oh, it'll tell you on the bottom here, huh?
Yeah.
Whiz Kids Games.
Okay, with BattleTech, I think it is what that is.
Oh, BattleTech, yeah.
Yeah, that's like new BattleTech stuff because it's
BattleTech, like from back in the day.
Yeah, it's advanced.
No wonder my eyes went to it.
Exactly.
Anyway, so I didn't mean to distract. I just was wondering if this stuff was worth anything, or if you knew what it was.
Yeah.
So I got a couple things I want to jump in here because I was kind of watching before I was able to join because I was doing a few things. I know y'all were talking about movies and shows and stuff. Did y'all talk about Reacher at all yet?
Have not, no.
Because I've been enjoying Reacher. I think they're like up to like 5th or 6th episodes so far in the season.
I wish 4. Yeah.
4.
They're only going to get to 8, so it's pretty close. Yeah. But Reacher's awesome.
It's been really good so far. And then against your advice, Matt, just because I was curious to see how bad it was, my son and I watched Leave the World Behind last night.
Oh, God.
And it was fucking garbage.
I told you.
I know.
Yeah,
I knew.
I stopped watching it. I couldn't watch it.
I knew going in it was going to be bad, but I was just curious about it. And oh my God, dude, it was fucking garbage. Like
Don't you love the ending though, where it just ends
and
doesn't answer any fucking questions?
No, it did kind of answer a little bit just by what GH was saying about his client that he had that told him.
Well, yeah,
You know,
but that's all speculation, right? Like the whole point is
exactly.
he's like, well,
Exactly.
this could be what it is, but I don't know. You know,
That and like what?
It's 5 episodes out of Reacher right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought there's like 5 or 6 out.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That means I can
I just watched the other one earlier. Yeah.
But yeah, like what happened to his son? Like, what the fuck was that about?
yeah, and it wasn't happening to anybody else, so no explanation of why that was happening. Is that like radiation or something? Like what the hell? Like I don't know.
Maybe or even the sound. You know, like what the fuck was that? I was thinking maybe it was like, you know, you could tie it to like biblical. You know, like the trumpets that sound before. You know.
Yeah, there was so much weird shit in that movie. It's like, oh, it could be nuclear war. It could be a chemical attack. It could be the power grid going down. It could be nuclear weapons. It could be the apocalypse. It could be like the biblical apocalypse. Like, you don't know what the hell's going on. And throughout the movie, it just makes you ask more and more questions, and then doesn't answer any of them at the end.
No, it was just fucking garbage, man. So your recommendation is accurate. Don't watch it because it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit movie. Don't waste your time. There's nothing good there.
I'm gonna watch it now, you fuckers.
Exactly. But there was another show that my son got me to watch, and it was actually a lot better than I expected it to be. And it was the live action One Piece.
I do want to watch live action One Piece.
You haven't watched that yet?
They also
that was actually
I haven't
really
seen
good.
regular One Piece, and I'm kind of scared too because we're literally at 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, no,
over 1,000. Shit, we damn near had 2,000.
I watched One Piece
really.
with my daughter, who's
like
seen probably I don't know 300 episodes of One Piece. She's not seen it all, but she's seen enough that she likes One Piece, right? And I've never seen any One Piece, and we both watched that Netflix series and fucking loved it.
Dude, it was awesome. Like especially with
you can just watch it without
like
knowing.
Nah, you don't need to know anything about the cartoon. You can
It
just
starts
watch
at the beginning of the live action one.
But like some of the powers that they had in there, like Buggy, that creepy looking clown.
Yeah.
But it was just I was thoroughly impressed with it.
Which, by the way, did you ever watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I watched most of it. I got behind and I just haven't finished it. But yeah, I watched most of it.
You know the last 2 seasons. Remember that guy that the guy that becomes part of the team? He's from the future.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Buggy.
That's Buggy.
That's the same actor. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
He played the nerdy guys like and other guys. Grandson in the alternate future. I have a respirator on, that's why I sound like Darth Vader.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I was beginning to wonder.
I was wondering if you're going to ask.
I was waiting for like Luke, I am your father, or Jolly, I am your dad.
Yeah.
I'm chroming stuff. So
hey, Jolly, I was telling my son that out of all of us, you're like the biggest into anime because he's all about anime right now.
Oh, what's he like?
That sounded a little too creepy, Jolly.
Right, I was about to say, like, you might want to.
We're gonna watch this video and then you can leave.
I was like, Jolly's like, oh, what's he like? Well, wait a minute.
That's funny, but he's right here. You want to tell him what you're into? Maybe he can give you some good ones to watch that you haven't seen.
Let's see.
He's like, why are you putting him on the spot, Dad?
Exactly.
Forget what's anime. God.
I like a lot. I like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, obviously just the big 3 in general. SAO, Food Wars, High School of the Dead, Promised Neverland, Soul Eater, Tokyo Ghoul, What's that one called? I like Death Note.
Yeah, Death Note's good.
He likes hentai and futa.
Shame they never made a live action Death Note. You know.
Yeah, I've heard Death
Right.
Note's actually really good.
So good.
It is good. Well,
Now let me ask you something.
That
Let me ask
game
you
isn't
something.
great.
Have you ever? And I don't know because have you ever gone back and watched old school anime like 80s and 90s anime?
Like
Vampire
like
Hunter
Dragon
D.
Ball.
Like,
Yeah, Vampire Hunter D, Ninja Scroll, Akira,
Ghost in the
Project
Shell.
Echo, Macross, Gundam,
I know Gundam. I know
stuff
Gundam.
like that. Because that's the age of anime I was in back before we called it anime and we just called it Japanimation. But yeah, thank you, Don. Fist of North Star, all that kind of stuff.
No, you are already dead.
Yeah, that's the stuff I watched. Was all that stuff from the 80s and 90s. That was my flavor of anime. I pretty much the last anime I watched was Dragon Ball
I didn't
Z.
watch anime then.
I watched some Dragon Ball Z with my little brother. You know, because we used to play. They had a game or something on PlayStation 2, I think it was, and he loved playing that. So, I mean, I know more about Dragon Ball than I know anything else.
I can't get into Dragon Ball. I tried.
It was like the last thing actual anime I watched.
My son looked at the phone. Leo was like, "How dare you speak such blasphemy?"
It's trash. Dragon Ball Z is pure trash. Nah,
I don't know. Anything that happened after I'm trying to remember what was the last thing in Dragon Ball Z I watched. Was it the Frieza saga?
You ever watch Cowboy Bebop?
Dude, Cowboy
Or was it,
Bebop's so good.
What were the order of the sagas? It was Android Saga.
No, so first it went the Namek Saga, the Frieza.
Credits.
Then it went Android. Then
Which
Cell,
was last? Majin Buu or Frieza?
Majin Buu. Frieza was the first.
And that's where I stopped. Was Majin Buu? That's where I stopped watching. Was after the Majin Buu.
You had Raditz first, then the Travel the Namek Saga, the Frieza Saga, the Cell Saga, then the Buu Saga.
I told you my friends are geeks.
So yeah.
And then
he's like, these motherfuckers are too cool. Surely they can't watch this shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I was telling him, you know, we're a bunch of nerds too, and I don't know if he fully grasped what I was saying.
Raditz was actually called the Saiyan Saga. Then
I noticed he didn't. I noticed he didn't mention no Demon Slayer, no Attack on Titans, no My Hero Academia.
He watches all
now
three
you're
of those.
talking about all the shit my
Jujutsu
daughter
Kaisen.
likes. That shit, Hunter, and like
I watched everything you're talking about.
That's the shit my daughter's into, which is like too new for me.
Bleach.
You know,
Black Clover, Bleach.
Tell you one I love, but it's just a.
Well, there's debate on what's the big three. Because Dragon Ball and One Piece is clearly the two of them, but the third one's always like there's a debate. On
Naruto.
Dragon Ball
Like,
is
could be Naruto,
not considered one of the big three.
Not the current big three.
No, I think Dragon Ball is considered big three, ain't it?
Yeah,
No,
Dragon Ball is big
Dragon
three.
Ball is like the father of the big three. The big three are Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, and then Dragon Ball is like their father.
Okay, where does Full Metal Alchemist stand in this?
So what a
It
Pokemon
just doesn't.
is.
then that makes shit like Vampire Hunter D and Akira and all that stuff like everybody's
grandparents.
granddaddy.
Exactly, yeah.
But which
That would make Mobile Suit
which
Gundam
Full Metal
great
Alchemist?
granddaddy.
The
Brotherhood,
original
of
or
course.
Brotherhood?
Brotherhood.
Well, if you go back far enough, you get to Macross Robotech, which I'm sorry is totally an anime. I don't give a shit if it's been Americanized. It's totally an anime. And like Star Blazers and shit like that. Because that's like the beginning of it.
Where does Golgo 13?
Well, Speed Racer outdates
Yeah.
it.
Speed Racer.
Yeah, Speed Racer, yeah.
Lupin.
Yep, Lupin the Third.
Well, and then there's
Speed Racer. They did, the show, and then they had the
The
movie.
what's the one from the fair, like the very first one, the robot
Garbage.
name?
Astro Boy.
Astro Boy.
Astro Boy, yeah.
This one, yeah, it's really good for my day.
So,
if y'all go on Geek Porn, Matt, on your Discord, I actually bought my son a Naruto statue that was actually pretty awesome. For someone that doesn't know the show or anything, the statue itself was awesome. And I got it at Geek Out, that store I took you to. And he's kind of like in a flying pose.
oh yeah, there it is. Nice. My daughter's got like Naruto figures that I bought for her, but she got into a thing where she wanted to collect a bunch of action figures from all the anime stuff that she likes.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, nah, I don't really want this stuff. I don't have room for it anymore. She's like, you can get rid of it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I should have called you, Jared, but I didn't. I sold it all on eBay. It was like a whole bunch. It was like Demon Slayer and Hunter x Hunter and Naruto, and
My son would have loved that shit.
Full Metal, not Full Metal, My Hero Academia, and it was a bunch of like mostly Bandai stuff that I bought her. But the thing is like all the SH figure arts that I bought her, she still has. She refuses to get rid of those because those are too nice. I'm keeping those. I'm like, okay, well, you keep the expensive ones, but
What would be nice?
Make money, kid.
Naming those off,
Right.
I would love to see them actually finally bring back Hunter x Hunter because it ended with.
I mean, that's on my list to watch.
I
haven't
think
watched it
the
yet.
manga's back after like an 8-year hiatus.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for Black Clover to come back too, because that's been on.
what's that one shot Rick keeps telling me to
hiatus.
watch? Is it Black Lagoon?
Black
Yes.
Lagoon, yeah.
Black Lagoon. He keeps
What
telling
is
me to
this
watch
about?
it
He's
too.
been telling me to watch this for like
So-
3 years.
So what's
What's
it
it
about
about?
is it's this like
Creature.
office worker guy gets caught up with this team of like smugglers who work in like I think it's like Thailand. And they're basically pirates.
So they're all lady boys.
There's
Yeah.
a lady who all the boys want to be with. Revy.
And she has a penis.
The shorts she wears
Baby.
doesn't help. It looks conspicuous.
She has a penis. Let's just be honest here. Okay. She's from Thailand. There are no actual females in Thailand. So,
Can't remember if it is Thailand. It's somewhere out in like the Far East, like kind of
yeah,
that
it's
whole area.
Thailand. It's Ladyboy land.
It's
That's
somewhere
all
we
right.
went to war to stop
Yeah.
communism.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Hey,
I
Matt,
saw-
did you?
Continue your story.
But no, that's the basic thing. And he gets caught
Oh,
up with them and he starts working with them. And they do anything from like drug running or not drug, like gun running, like they're mercenaries, and it's just kind of their adventures. And it's
Okay.
very, very violent.
Oh, we got a super chat. Dom says, you might like No Guns Life, detective noir story. No Guns Life. Okay.
Never heard of it.
Sounds like
Never heard of
something Bloomberg.
I mean, of course,
would
I've never heard
make.
of it. I don't watch anime anymore. but-
Exactly, same here. Hey, Matt, did
Legend
you
of
get
the
that?
Overfiend.
Did you get that picture I texted you of that badass Doom statue?
No.
I texted you a picture of Doctor Doom. It was a big ass statue.
Did you? Oh, yeah, like days ago. Yes. Okay. Yes, I did. And that's the fucking awesome looking statue.
Fuck yeah! I think they want like close to $200 for it. I'm like, damn.
That's actually kind of cheap for a statue.
But they had a bunch of badass statues there. It's like I know Leo likes Attack on Titan. They had what's the big Titan called?
The Colossal Titan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Colossal.
they had a colossal Titan statue that actually looked badass, looked very realistic. It kind of looked like he belonged on Resident Evil, honestly, as like a liquor or something.
Cool. Nice.
I thought his name was Schlong Dong Silver. No? No, wasn't it? Okay. Sorry, I must be thinking of something else.
I
That's
laugh
probably-
every time I think of
Fiber.
American now because that stupid toy now.
Good God. All right. Well, we do have a top 10 to get to, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen and or ladies. Or lady boys. I don't know if you're from Thailand. That's really all there is there. I don't even know if there's any actual men in Thailand.
I saw a thing. It was like you were from Thailand. There are two wolves within you. One is like someplace out in like remote Thailand where it's like there's still like native warriors and he's got like a snake tattoo. It's this like buff guy. The other one it says you're from Manila and it's a bunch of lady boys.
Yeah.
I did see a video a while back where it was talking about how they met up with this gentleman that was a Vietnam vet that was hiding out in Thailand.
Could he not come home? Like,
no, I think he was a deserter.
He loved the lady boys, and he was like, you know what? I found everything I needed here.
He loved them long time.
Yeah. Long dong silver. Anyway, we do have top 10 movies of 2023. It is a time to get into that now. So hopefully everybody's ready. I know Jolly is.
I've got my slideshow ready.
I got my slideshow ready too. Well, go ahead and do your thing. So we can
I don't want to go first.
If you want to share, well, I don't have to show it, but I mean share it. That way I can pop it up whenever I need to.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Because I got mine pulled up, but you don't see it yet because I'm not showing it yet.
Were we supposed to make a top 10 list?
Yeah, like literally we've done for every year for 12 years. Dang it. We've done this since what, 2012?
I don't know if I watched 10 movies.
I have a top 9.
You motherfucker.
Oh, what off?
All right, there we go. Jolly's. Oh, look at this. It's all professional. Look at Jolly's best films of 2020. I just got like pictures of movie posters and dudes over here. Slideshow.
Yeah, I've got a slideshow. What do I look like? I might still be able to get college credit.
I watched 10 movies this year. I think all I can remember is 2.
So I told you, do the letterbox thing. It's really handy.
Jolly's just trying to show up us old folks, with slideshows. Ooh, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Lace in the chat says, I have a top 11, so Leo's good.
If you share one.
Thanks.
He'll loan you one.
Thank you.
So how do we want to do this? Do we want to like all do our 10, then 9, then 8, then la 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 la? Or is that how we usually do it, or does everybody just want to go one at a time?
I thought last year we did like everybody do their whole list.
Okay, then everybody will do their whole list. So first of all, I need to know who has a list. Obviously, me and Jolly do.
God, this is...
And I have one.
And Leo has one.
If you do it that way, I'll have it by the time you guys get into it.
Yeah, you're just going to steal from ours.
Okay. Well, I'll go first. I don't mind going first.
There's only so many movies. I mean,
I can do mine. Since me and Jolly are me and Jolly and Leo will go first because we have ours.
We'll give y'all time to look things
Actually,
up.
You know what? We should let Leo go first so no one accuses us of being racist.
You should. That is correct.
Not because I can only go after 9, so whoever has a full 10. No, wait, who got me? With their 11?
Let on still has got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever his number 11 is, because I'm on the Geek version. I don't have the other chat.
Let on Steel put in the chat what your thing is, so Leo can steal it real quick.
There goes again, Jolly with the sexual innuendos.
I only have the Geek chat up. I don't have the main channel chat up.
Before I start my list, how many times can I have Barbie in the list?
Every time. It's.
How many can you have? What?
How many times can I have Barbie in the list?
None on this show. That Barbie is not allowed. That movie's awful.
Oh no.
Let's see.
That's all. That movie is almost as bad as Contact.
Ouch! If only they
You're
would.
Just as sexist, is what it is.
Only they would have made 2 Barbies.
Okay, who's going first?
Thought we were making Leo go first.
I already did. Whatever Leslie's number 11 is.
No, Leo, we're doing your whole list at once.
Oh, I thought we was doing one. Okay.
Well, give me your 9. Give me your 9.
I got Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Okay.
At number 9. Number 8, Creed 3. Number 7, I got Freelance. Number 6, I have Good Burger 2. Number 5, I got Old Dads. Number 4, I have the Mario movie. Number 3, I got Rock Dog 3. Number
Wait,
2, I got
what?
John
What
Did
3?
you say raw dog?
Rock Dog 3.
Rot dog.
Rock Dog. A dog who plays guitar. And he's a rock and roll star.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
don't
made
even know
a
what that
third.
is.
They made a second and a third of that.
Yeah. I just found out the second and third this year too, so I watched them both back to back.
Did that go straight to the Walmart bin? Like, what happened?
Probably. Right. I just found it on one of the websites. I'm like, oh shoot, there's a 2 and a 3. Yep. So number 2, John Wick Chapter 4. And number 1 is the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
You know what, Leo? I didn't see this list coming. I'll give it to you.
I don't like how you say that either.
Okay.
Just like the Mandarin. They'll never see it coming.
You'll never see me coming.
My name's Trevor. I'm an actor.
All right. Okay. All right. Mr. Jollifer, you're next since
I
you
guess
have a
I'm next.
fucking slideshow.
Okay. Here we go.
Mr. Film student who doesn't use his degree for anything other
No
than
one.
once a year to do this show.
Exactly. This is why I made a slideshow.
Real quick before you start, Jolly, can I just say I loved you in Barbie.
I was Alan. You saw me, right?
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thank you.
He was good. He was solid.
Speaking of Barbie, number 10 Barbie.
Fuck you, asshole. What the fuck,
It's
Jolly?
so good. What are you talking
It's
I
about?
mean,
so
he's got to
fucking
promote the
awful.
movie that he was part of. You know?
I do. Ryan
What the
Gosling as
shit?
Ken was the funniest thing in the entire year.
It was an awful movie.
No, it was great.
Dude, I don't know where you went to school for your film degree, but it's a shit school. Because that's awful. What are you talking about?
Okay, 1, the musical numbers were great. Second,
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. I'm Just Ken is hilarious.
What the? This movie doesn't even follow its own rules.
What do you mean? What rules does it break?
Oh, I don't know. Like somehow when they go back to Barbie Land, like, and the people are right behind them, like literally, I don't know, 90 seconds behind them. They don't show up to Barbie Land for like 4 or 5 days.
They have to travel.
Yeah. It's a
They travel
stupid
by
fucking movie.
rollerblade.
The movie makes no fucking sense, has no redeemable characters whatsoever. It's some of the worst acting I've seen ever from actual good actors. It's awful. The dialogue is shit. The cinematography sucks ass. Like, there's not a single bit of goodness about that movie.
Score, set design.
Narratively, it makes no sense.
I loved the layers of how Greta Gerwig explored what we were talking about, because it's a constant battle of who's in the right, who's in the wrong, because the Kens are treated horribly, and in the end, they don't really get anything. So, is that a comment on what would happen if women ran society? We spent the whole movie complaining about patriarchy, but are women any better? It's a very layered film.
It's like there's a layer of vomit and a layer of dog shit, then a layer of cat piss, and then there's a layer of just like human like runny shit, like that butt piss stuff that comes out when you're not feeling good. And then there's like a layer of like the chunky shit when you like eaten way too much peanut butter and corn. Yeah, those are the layers of this movie.
Well, you know what? Over $1 billion disagrees with you, so.
Yeah, well, that and how many times have we sat here and talked about on these shows how stupid most people are?
Making money is not doesn't prove it's a good movie. The Michael Bay movies make a ton of movie, and they're awful movies.
Exactly.
I work right next to a theater, and when that movie came out, the thing that struck me as ironic and kind of funny was all of the women who would show up to watch the movie, and they get together beforehand to get drinks and shit, right? And they're all wearing pink, so you know what movie they're gonna see, and how few of them actually look like Barbie.
That's the point. No one looks like Barbie.
I just thought it was funny because they're like, I love Barbie, but you look like fucking Jabba the Hutt. Like
that, it's an unrealistic. That's a whole point.
I will give you this. I will give you this, Jolly. I do think that what you said about this like deep down narrative is like true. I'll give you that, because I will say there were a lot of people that trashed that movie for being down on the patriarchy, yet it was just as down on a matriarchy at the same time. It was trashing both.
Exactly. It was saying both.
That doesn't mean the movie's fucking good, though.
Well,
that does not mean the movie's good. The movie's awful. The movie is fucking awful.
I heard that Barbie ties in with Elf and I think the Lego movie.
There was a theory that it ties in with the Lego movie because of the Will Ferrell character.
Yeah,
exactly. And he started off in Elf, how he built the Lego village in Elf, and then he moved to the Lego movie, and then he was like the head person over Barbie Land or some shit. I don't know. I don't remember the exact theory.
I'll move on so Matt doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, please do. Get to us. I hope you've got a good movie. And
I'm
for the
not-
love of God, if you put a movie on this list like you did last year that you haven't actually seen.
No, I made sure I saw everything. Don't worry.
Jolly puts a movie on his list last year of like, well, I haven't actually seen it, but I'm sure it's good.
One. It hadn't come out yet.
Fucking, then don't put it on your list. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm not good at subtlety. I'm not sure how Matt feels about the Barbie movie.
Just tell us how you feel, Matt.
The fuck is this? Nimona?
Nimona. Okay, this is a great movie. It's a Netflix movie, actually based on, I think it was a web series, like a little comic. It's kind of set in like a fantasy futuristic world, or like it's set like medieval Europe, but it's in the future.
Is it in
like
Spanish?
No, that's just the poster I pulled. That was just
okay.
That was just the photo. It's in English. Don't worry.
My son actually just said it's a really good show.
It is. And Nimona, the title character there, the girl, she's a shapeshifter, and she teams up with the main character, Ballister, who has been framed as a murderer. Like he murdered the queen. And he's a villain. And they're trying to prove his innocence.
Wait, I think I've seen the trailer for this. This is the one where he's gay as shit and he's in love with the king.
No. I mean, yes, he is gay, but he's in love
Yes,
with
he's
another
totally gay, and it's
knight.
the king.
They're
Yeah,
both knights.
knight or something. Yeah,
And the other knight who's like blonde.
it's the gay cartoon.
There's
There's nothing wrong with it. I don't care. I'm just saying.
His name is literally Ambrosius Golden Loin.
His name is How Gay Am I?
Yes, actually,
That's his name.
But it's really good.
I'm super gay. Okay. No, actually, I do remember that trailer now, and it looked like a decent trailer. So
And-
I actually, now that you're saying that, I know what you're talking about.
And
Yeah.
I love Chloe Grace Moretz, like the comedy of it. She's really funny. There's a little scene where she she shapeshifts into a young boy.
Oh,
and
I guess he does the voice or something.
Like she still does the voice. And she's like, "Can you help me find my mommy?" And it's like buckets of blood.
Okay.
Like she's really over the top. It's hilarious. All right.
Okay, number 8.
Asteroid City. I love Wes Anderson films, so this was an easy one.
Of course you do. I tried watching this movie. It was awful, but okay.
It's not about a bunch of gay Barbies.
But
I will give you.
that being said, I don't like Wes Anderson movies at all.
No, you have to like Wes Anderson movies. You
Yeah,
have to
he's got a very specific style that
That's-
I just don't vibe with.
like kind of drawn out, like dry humor that's like quirky. If you don't like that, you're not gonna like any of it.
It's so dry that it's not funny for me. But I got you.
Okay.
It's like funny to leave.
Still a better choice than fucking Barbie.
All right, number 7, The Creator. I am sad this movie did not do as well in the box office as it should have. It was really great. This is what big original blockbusters need to be. If we talked about the superhero fatigue. This is what I think we need to go towards. It's still big budget stuff, but more original IP. Like when the Terminator first came out. When
I agree. It was a great movie. I liked it a lot.
What kind of gun is that?
I'm pretty sure those are actually all AKs that they just like.
Yeah,
sucked up,
they've
put,
modified
like,
a bunch of AKs
28-inch barrels.
Yeah,
and no stock.
Okay, that's why it looks weird.
I will say there's a couple of like logical inconsistencies in this movie that don't make like it takes some liberties of how things would have worked out. Also, you cannot tell me this is not a commentary on Vietnam, because we blew up all of Asia in this movie.
it's not a commentary on Vietnam, Jolly. See, I just did.
How dare you?
Well, I don't believe you.
Okay.
I mean, we blew up more of Japan than Vietnam, really. So, is it a commentary on Japan? Maybe.
I thought Barbie was a commentary.
Not Ken Watanabe. What's his name?
Barbie is more of a commentary on the treatment of the hill people of West Virginia during the late 1880s.
Like, how many people died in the firebombing of Tokyo? No one even talks about that. It's always.
Don't worry, I'm
Hiroshima
getting
and
there.
Nagasaki.
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
The
we all
boy
know
in the-
Oppenheimer's going to be on your fucking list.
No, The Boy and the Heron. That is the plot of this movie. Is it starts off with the boy loses his mom in the firebombings of Tokyo.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So this is Hayao Miyazaki's latest movie.
Is this a Poco Ghibli movie?
Yeah, it's Studio
Nice.
Ghibli. He came out of retirement to do this one,
All right.
and he said
And it came out on my birthday. Fuck yeah, dude! I'll watch that. one.
Travis is how he's something's itching. You know, he's like, I should be watching the internet right now.
This movie was pretty good. I love Robert Pattinson's voice. He's the Heron, and you could not tell it's Robert Pattinson at all.
So he plays a bird?
It's like a Birdman, but yeah.
Okay.
Look, this is weird, high fantasy stuff. Like,
Birdman.
you gotta be on board for it.
Did you
Okay.
do a top 10 TV shows too, or are we just doing movies?
Just movies.
Oh, so
Number 5, The Killer.
I made that list for nothing. dude.
David Fincher's latest movie.
It was okay. It wasn't awful.
I liked it. It
was okay.
I would say
It-
it's kind of
I-
a slow burn, like, and it doesn't really have much of a resolution, but you're on the ride just because David Fincher can make suspense.
I mean, look, it's not a bad movie. I'll give you that. It's not a bad movie. It's okay.
I will say,
I certainly wouldn't. I'm glad it was on Netflix because I would not have paid to see it.
No, I don't know if I would have gone in to see this, but I will say though, I don't know what David Fincher's been reading that he thinks putting a muzzle brake on a Glock 43 makes it silent, but because that's what that was.
Dom's vibrating bicep in the chat says, Jolly, did you learn Common Core math?
Actually, I have just passed Common Core. Like, I barely dodged it.
Okay.
Number 4, Suzume, the latest teen star-crossed lovers with fantastical real-world stuff by Matoko Shinkai. I think it is still derivative of his first 2 big films, but it is the best refined version of it.
I love how Jolly talks, so it's like we know what the fuck he's talking about when he says that.
Well, you know what? I try to bring culture to this chat and a wider view so that we're not saying...
We're sitting here making dick jokes and hentai jokes and shit like that, and he's like, oh, it's easily the best of the trilogy in his first 2 movies. And I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
I like how when Jolly says, I bring culture to this, it's just a bunch of like fucking like Chinese cartoons.
Full of ladyboys.
Look, I look. At least it's not Rock Dog 3, which I
I'll
didn't
just
know
say-
existed.
There's
I
like
don't know
a
what
gay
the- hey,
Batgirl,
I didn't know that it
gay
existed
Batgirl,
either.
he, she that they made a movie about, and Jolly's like number 9.
When you bring something to the buffet, you don't have to bring one of everything. You're allowed to bring what you like to eat. You're allowed to bring one, serving.
No, wait, what the fuck is Rock Dog? I don't even know what that is.
No, I knew the first one. It was some like kids. It was a kid's cartoon of like
I've
a
never
dog
heard of Rock
who
Dog at
wanted to be
all,
a
much
rock
less
star.
3.
Yeah, it was a dog who lived out in the country who wanted to play guitar. So he made his own. He became good at it. Then he went to the big city to become famous.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And it's a world
Yep.
that's full of animals, that's act like
All right.
humans.
Cool, man. All right,
All
get
right.
going, Jolly. Come on.
Number 3, The Iron Claw.
Okay.
I saw it. Oh god, this film broke me. It really did. I won't spoil it because y'all need to go watch it. But
Well, I know the true story, but I do want to see this movie. I should have seen this movie this morning instead of going to see Aquaman.
Should've.
But
oh my gosh,
probably
my favorite
better
performance
movie.
was Stanley Simmons, who plays Mike Von Erich. He was really good. Okay. Number 2, Across the Spider-Verse. I know they delayed it. I don't know when the third one's coming out, but I need it because this took everything great about the first one and just cranked it up. The cinematography, the animation's better. The score wasn't as good, I will say. That's my only one complaint. But I loved how they focused
I thought it was just as good. I liked the score.
They didn't have as many. I am still mad they have not given Haley Steinfeld a song. She's right there. Give her a song.
Says the man who's watched Pitch Perfect 3 too many times.
No, I just actually listened to her music.
Wow.
Anyway,
number one.
Y'all didn't see this coming at all. Oppenheimer.
Oh.
I mean, it
was a really good movie. That was a really fun movie.
Christopher Nolan took an R-rated biopic about a highly controversial man and made it gross almost $900 million and became a worldwide sensation. And it's fantastic. It's a 3-hour biopic that covers 15 years. This movie should not have worked as well as it did.
I only watched like minutes of it and I quit watching it. Is it worth going back and watching it?
Dude, it's so good.
The joke was when that movie came out, there'd be all these women in pink to see the Barbie movie, and I'd be like, "Are you here to see Oppenheimer?"
I mean, but yes, so many people did Barbenheimer. And I got to see this movie on 70mm IMAX, and it was great. That movie is built for the big screen. Which, speaking of which, okay, let me stop.
So you put your entire list is Barbenheimer in brackets.
Yeah,
Barbenheimer, Barbie at the end.
Yeah, which hold up, I got some for Christmas. See if y'all can see that.
Yeah, never seen that.
It is a cut of film from Oppenheimer.
Oh my god,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's actually a cut of 70mm film. Don't tell me that's not cool.
That's pretty cool.
It depends on how much you paid for it.
I didn't pay for it as a Christmas present.
Oh, there you go. It's really cool then.
Yeah. It's always cool if it's free.
All right, it's time for my list since I'm ready. I've got mine already going. So I'm not going to deep dive into all this shit and talk about ladyboys and rock dogs and
no rock dog,
Japanimation and all that stuff because that's not what my list is. My list is the movies I had the most fun watching this year.
Is there any up dog?
What's up, dog?
No, there's not.
What's up with you, dog? Hey.
All right. Anyway, number one, or not number one. We're starting at number 10. Number 10. Number 10. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Fucking love this movie. It was a lot of fun. If you hadn't seen it, you should definitely go see it. It's fucking great. It's a great Dungeons and Dragons fantasy movie. All the people out there that trashed it for being like, I don't know who came up with the idea that this was some anti.
It was the actors themselves.
And why they did that, I don't know, because it's totally not.
The actors themselves were, and the people involved in the movie, is the one who started that whole stuff.
Which makes no sense because it is not anti-man at all.
Which is the reason I didn't see it. So if you're saying it's not, I might give it a watch.
Yeah, it's totally not. It's a great fucking movie. Go see it.
It's a really good movie.
Number 9, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. This is what can happen, just like with Bumblebee. When Michael Bay doesn't fucking direct these movies, you actually get a decent movie. I'm not saying it's a great movie. I am saying it was a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed watching it multiple times.
Did it have any Michael Bay dick jokes in it?
It did not. And there was no inappropriately aged girls in this movie being treated creepily by older men. which is another sign of a Michael Bay movie.
Or
it
an
was-
anime.
Yeah, or an anime. It's true. It was just a fun Transformers movie. I liked it. It's not as good as Bumblebee, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. Number 8, we got Tetris. I think me and G-Webs are the only ones that have seen this movie.
It's on my list.
Yeah, it's on my list to watch.
This movie was fucking great. It was a movie I had not heard of. I didn't know it was coming out. I didn't know it existed till it popped up on the website, and I was like, Tetris, what's this? And I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, the story of how Tetris became a video game. Okay, I'll watch it. Why not? Holy shit, was it a good movie? Like a really, really good movie that I cannot recommend highly enough. Like,
I'm sorry to say, but that does not sound like the premise of a good. How Tetris became a video game.
It
Sounds
doesn't
like
sound like a
the
premise of a
most
good movie
boring,
at all.
lamest, shittiest thing you could watch. But
It
No,
does.
it's not-
This is why nobody's fucking heard of this movie.
It's
I
a
mean-
sleeper because there's like the Russian mob and like this guy is like total scammer. It's like it's super good, and it's that guy from Better Call Saul, right? Am I wrong?
No, that's not. That's isn't that Taron Egerton? Isn't that
Yeah, it's
the
Taron
guy
Egerton.
from Kingsman and Rocket Man?
Yeah, it again. I put it on because I just like if something pops up and it's about video games or anything geek culture, I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot, and that's why I put this movie on. And then was like very pleasantly surprised that it was as good as it was because it was
Plus,
really.
I did really like Tetris, and I had no idea it was such a crazy adventure to get Tetris.
Yeah, it's
involved.
like legitimately a crazy fucking story about how this video game made its
Oh,
way
you know
out of Russia and became, to this day, like one of the top 3, I think, best-selling video games of all time. Still to this day, it is one of the number 1 selling video games, number
It's
1
like this,
downloaded, number 1
Minecraft.
played video games in the fucking world to this day, 30 some odd years later.
And
There's-
all my
there's-
apps listen to us talk about this movie, and I keep getting those advertisements for Tetris-like games.
Yeah, the like block tower one. I keep getting
Yep.
that.
So then, have you seen the one about Pez, where the guy?
I
figures out-
have, dude. That's a great one, too. That
I
one's
know.
an actual documentary, though.
Well, but
Although
it's
they do mix in some-
similar how he
They
like,
do mix in some like dramatizations into the movie, but
I just
yeah,
mean
that
that
one's
it's similar
an
in a
actual
way where
document. Yeah, it's just called
they
Pez.
broke rules to get the product here.
Did you
So
see
it's
the
not-
one
they
about
just put it in.
flaming hot Cheetos?
No,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to know
Yeah,
something?
that one's good.
That's not a
That
true
is-
story. That's made up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of framed as like a docudrama of like, because it's like a janitor came up with the idea. No, that didn't actually happen.
now for those that are wondering,
Really?
Jolly doesn't realize that that's just something that happens when you spend that much time with ladyboys. You get a flaming hot Cheeto, but he'll figure it out eventually. All right, where was I at? That's number 8.
Black syphilis. You'll never leave the island.
That's right.
It's the white.
Number 7, Oppenheimer.
Ah.
What
Get
was that?
Black Sif, right?
I said.
What was that,
ah.
Jolly?
I said like success.
Oh, I thought you were bitching because it wasn't high enough on my list.
Yeah, that sounded like
Oh,
a
I'm
disappointment.
sorry.
Ah,
Maybe if all my list was full of Japanimation and fucking Barbie, then Oppenheimer would definitely be higher up on my list. But I have good movies on my
You're
list.
lucky I didn't have time to watch Past Lives because that totally would have been on here. And that's just a Korean drama, and y'all would have hated me.
Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, Oppenheimer's a great movie. Everybody knows the story, but it's still a really good fucking movie. Like, I highly recommend you check it out. Where are we at? Number 6, Sound of Freedom. Great movie. Incredibly hard movie to watch, especially if you have kids. However, fantastic movie. I know a lot of people have already seen it. I mean, it was, yeah, but really good movie. Highly recommend watching it at least once. Number 5, Godzilla -1. Just saw this movie, what, a week ago? Yeah, just saw it last week. Fucking amazing. If I had seen it more, it may make it further up my list. I don't know, but I've only seen it the one time so far. I will definitely be watching it again whenever I can actually like watch it at home. But I mean, I cannot think of a better Godzilla movie. And I've watched all the old, I grew up watching all the old Godzilla movies and stuff. I It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Even the human story aspects of it are beautifully done. Great acting, great dialogue, everything. And then as you were talking about it last week, Jared, it is perfectly paced as far as dialogue goes. To like I said, I hate reading movies.
Well, that's what I was worried about when I was going in to watch the movies. Like, are they going to be fast talkers? Because sometimes they are in those movies, and can't watch the action for reading the text.
Yeah,
this is beautifully paced.
The dialogue is beautifully paced, makes it really easy to watch the movie and be able to read it to understand what's going on. So really well done there. Love that movie. Number 4, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. I fucking love these movies. I'm a huge fan of the Mission Impossible movies. They're kind of ridiculous. I don't give a shit. They're fun. The only one of these movies I don't like is Part 2.
Why does this poster look like AI generated art?
Yeah,
it probably is. It probably is.
Keep up with them. I can't keep up with what the fuck is happening in these movies. I don't mind watching them, but I don't.
I mean, you don't really have to know what the fuck's going on from movie to movie. You just have to pay attention to the one you're watching. So
and always remember, Tom Cruise is a midget.
He is,
and he's got to run.
Well, and what's boring about him, honestly, is the reason I don't really put too much effort into him is because he's never going to lose, or he's always going to win. So,
it'd be funny if they made a new one and he just like died in the first scene in like the fucking worst way, like a bitch.
I don't know. The next one's supposed to be the last one. Maybe they'll finally fucking kill him off. They should.
Right, but do it like Samuel L. Jackson in Deep Blue Sea when no one expects it.
Oh yeah. All right, number 3. I may have been the only one to see this. I don't give a shit. I've watched this next movie probably about 6 times since it came out, and it gets more fun each time I watch it. And that's Blue Beetle. I fucking love this movie, man. Every time I watch it, I like it more. And this movie got so much hate because of exactly what we were talking about earlier. Or not so much hate. It bombed because nobody went to see it because of what we were talking about earlier, which is audiences have just come to expect that superhero movies are going to fucking suck.
Yep. And it didn't help it either when the new head of DC movies said, all the Snyderverse movies don't matter. We're rebooting everything.
Yeah.
Yep. And you don't even have the carryover because it's a new character. Or it's, his origin story of Aquaman, like where it's at least a sequel. Like, I want to see how it ends.
Yeah.
You don't even have that.
Now, that being said, 2 weeks ago, I think, it was announced that Blue Beetle actually will carry over into the new movies.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens from there. But I just love this movie. This movie was just fucking fun. It was just fun. It was lighthearted. It was fun. It had a nice, simple story, simple plot. It was mostly character-driven. It wasn't, obviously it's a superhero movie. It had CGI in it, but it wasn't like overblown CGI fucking Michael Bay fest or anything like that. The, like the key points in the movie aren't, you know what I mean? They're fairly simple scenes. Even the big fight at the end isn't some overblown CGI fucking Michael Bay fest. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just, it reminds me in tone and in style, although not obviously anywhere near as good, but it reminds me of the first Iron Man movie in that it was just a simple origin story for a superhero. And it was just really well done. And much like the first Iron Man movie, it was almost all character driven. You know what I mean? Not big fucking superhero battles and all this shit, but like driven by the characters in the movie. It was really well done. Love this movie. All right. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Fantastic movie. Great way to end the trilogy. Thought they did an amazing job. Love it.
Opened the fucking door.
Yeah. It was great.
First F-bomb in the MCU.
There was nothing about this movie that I didn't love. I loved every bit of it. I've watched it multiple times since it came out. Love it every time. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies, all 3 of them been great.
Yep.
So I fucking love this movie.
Chris
Yeah.
Pratt said that he tried multiple times in the past to, get the F word in the movies, but they didn't really flow as well in the scenes that he tried. But this one, it just flowed so well that even the director's like, "Fuck it, let's leave it in." It works real well.
Well, they even asked him though that I think Feige, like James Gunn's talking about, like, this will. Do you really want to have the first F word in the MCU? James Gunn's like, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's James Gunn.
Yep. All right, number 1, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Best movie of the year. Best movie of the year. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit. Fuck Oppenheimer in its little fucking nuclear bomb ass.
It's not better than Rock Dog 3.
It's I don't know what that is, so but I'm still gonna say it's better than Rock Dog 3 or something. But
I never
Spider-Man Across the
It
Spider-Verse
sounds like he's saying raw dog.
It
Raw dog
really
in it.
does, man. It really does.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about Raw Dog. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is fucking great. I've watched this fucking movie so many goddamn times. I love this fucking movie. It really is. It is the Empire Strikes Back of the series. Like, this one is the one that ends on the down note with everything going to shit. You know what I'm saying? But like perfectly done, like beautifully done. And like, I loved it. I loved it through and through. I've watched this movie a lot of fucking times, like a lot, like way more than I should. I don't give a shit. Fucking love it. That's my number 1 movie of the year. There you go. All right. Who's next?
I got my list.
All right.
Number 10, Venture Brothers. Radiant is the blood of the baboon heart. The final conclusion to the Venture Brothers.
I didn't know this was even a thing.
Yep, they gave Venture Brothers the series finale as a movie, and I loved it. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie for number 9, Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Nice. I like that movie a lot. I mean,
I liked it.
I thought it was better than the first one.
Same.
And I think it's one of those movies that much like a lot of the other stuff from DC is just got shafted because of.
And it's another one of those ones too where the press kind of heard it too, like they were trying to make the big deal about the one kid coming out as gay, and it's barely in the movie. The rest of the family's like, we know,
but they put it in there anyway. With just it just irritating. They just had to throw some gay shit in everything.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Next, who was it? Number 8, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Number 7, Rise of the Beast, Transformers. Number 6, Sound of Freedom. Number 5, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Number 4, Sisu, which I'm surprised nobody said so far. John Wick Chapter 4. Number 3, Godzilla -1, number 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is number 1.
Yep, that's my number 1.
We just spoiled your list.
All right, let's see. What was your number 2?
Godzilla -1.
Okay, no, I'm keeping track of all these. That's why.
I can forward this. I got it.
I keep a running list, and then when everything's over, I take our combined lists to come up with what collectively would be like the top 3 or 5 based on how many votes each movie got. So that's why I keep track of them while we're doing them. All right, who wants to go next? Let's see. I've gone, Jolly's gone, Leo's gone, Jared's gone. So we still got.
I'll go.
Okay, Corey.
Okay, just writing something real quick. My number 10 would be The Covenant. I know y'all didn't really like it too much, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, it could have been better, but I mean, it's still pretty
I think
good.
it was a bad movie. It just didn't really. I don't know. It was. I think it was. To me, it felt like a good story that would have been better had somebody other than fucking Guy Ritchie done it, because it's not a kind of movie that he's particularly good. He's got a very specific style, and you can tell he was trying not to do that style with this movie, and it just didn't work for me. Like I love the story, but I just didn't like the execution.
No, I get it. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, it could have been better, but I enjoyed it because I try to go into all movies objectively and just watch it as a movie, and then gauge. I try to ignore all the bullshit that people say is bad about it or is good as bad about it. So I try to go in with my own, formulate my own opinion. So that's what I did with that one. My number 9, and fuck anyone that disagrees, because I love this franchise. I've watched it from 1 all the way up to 10. Is Fast X. It's just a fun fucking movie. Number 7.
I love these movies too, by the way. So you're not getting.
Yeah.
It didn't make my top 10, but like I love Fast and Furious movies.
Well, I was scrambling trying to do it because I've been spending time with my boy, and I forgot to actually make my list.
Oh, so somehow you forgot this thing we plan for once a year just
I
because
know,
your son's there. I mean, come on. What the hell?
Yeah, fuck you. My number 8 would be Sisu. I fucking love that movie. That was a badass movie, and I can't say more good things about it. My number 7 would be Shazam 2. That was a good fun movie.
Yep.
Mhm.
And like you said, I enjoyed it better than the first one.
The most
Fuck all of
dangerous
y'all.
animal.
What is wrong with y'all?
The most dangerous cryptids are unicorns.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Fucking hilarious.
Number 1 was better.
I mean, number 1 was good. Don't get me wrong, but I like 2 a little more.
Yeah.
But my number 6 would be Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. That was a good movie. I like the franchise. Been watching it since the first one. Number 5 would be John Wick 4. Damn good movie. It wasn't my favorite. I mean, number 1 is hands down is the best one. But what number am I on? Number 4 would be The Creator. That was a really good movie. Number 3 is Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Best one since Bumblebee, Tuna. Number 2 would be Rebel Moon. And my number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
All right. GOTG. All right.
That was 10, right? Yeah. I said them all. I mean, y'all didn't say anything, but did y'all watch Rebel Moon?
Oh, totally. Yes.
Nope.
That was a fucking damn good movie. I'm waiting for, what is it, March or April when 2 comes out?
March.
March? Yeah,
I
I can't wait.
You guys talked about it. I missed it, but I seen you saying you liked it, so I'm gonna have to watch it again because I thought it was a big turd when I tried watching it.
What, Rebel Moon?
I liked it a lot. Like I said, it's not an original. It's not an original story.
No.
It is just it's fucking Magnificent Seven in space is what it is. But
Pretty
it's
much.
really well done.
I think that's a theme for all of the movies of 2023.
Right, they're just copies.
It's not an original story, but it's this other thing that people already liked. Just a new version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did
Every
like the
fucking
Magnificent
movie.
Seven.
Except for Oppenheimer, that was an original.
Yeah, Oppenheimer's the one exception.
And I still haven't seen that. And
But even that,
it
it's not like
would've
an
made
original story. It's just like, oh, here's the shit that happened to make a bomb back in the day.
Right, and I still haven't seen. Fuck, it was on your list. The one with Jim Caviezel.
Oh, Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. I still haven't watched that one yet because I've been wanting to watch it with my wife, but she's been working a lot, so I still haven't seen it yet.
It's going to be
Otherwise,
a
it would've
tough
made
movie to watch, but it's good.
Oh, I know. I already went into that knowing because of what it's about. So
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would have been on my list.
No. All right. Who wants to go next? Who else has got a list? Duke, do you have a list or have you fallen asleep?
I have a list. I have not fallen asleep.
Okay. Just checking.
Outstanding.
Okay, here's my list. Start out with number 10. I'll do Rebel Moon because I watched that and it was really good.
Okay.
Number 9 is John Wick 4 because I slept on all of those until like 3 days ago and I watched all of them and they're amazing. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they're damn good movies.
Yeah. Number 8 is Sound of Freedom Obviously, a lot's been said about that already.
Mhm.
Number 7 is Oppenheimer. Number 6 is Ant-Man. Number
Seriously? Okay.
number 5 is I mean there's not a lot this year. So number 5 is Mission Impossible. Number 4 is Guardians of the Galaxy. 3 is Spider-Man. And 2 is the Super Mario's movie. I love that. It was really good. That hasn't been said, but I liked it. So
Those are all solid movies.
And number 1 is Indiana Jones. Because although I don't really like any of these movies, like I'll never watch any of these movies again. Maybe John Wick. I'm never going to watch any of these movies again, other than Super Mario's, but that's different because my boy likes it. But like Indiana Jones, at least it was something that I enjoyed, and I would probably say I enjoyed the first 30 minutes where it was the backwards in time with fighting Nazis again. That
Yeah, that was.
they should have just done a whole movie of that.
Yeah, because
Um,
overall that movie was bad in my opinion.
I forgot
Well-
about Ant-Man. That should have been my number 10.
Yeah, I liked this. I was all happy.
I
with-
hated the
with this.
movie, but I only seen like 9 to 10 movies.
Duke, I have a question.
Yeah.
Were those in ranking of preference? So like 1 was the best, 10 was the least favorite.
It was close to that, yeah. I liked Indiana Jones the best.
Okay.
Super Mario's was like second best, and then like
Yeah.
other ones were kind of all jumbled up, but that's how I listed them.
Yeah, I watched Super Mario Brothers with my boy the other day, and it was really good.
Yeah, well, my son's 5, and he loves all that, so I mean, it was like a perfect.
Dude,
it was
I
his
watched
first
Super
time.
Mario Brothers by myself at 46 years old and loved the shit out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I still like the old 1990s like live action one. I mean, I don't know, but I was a kid, so it's different.
You're a sick motherfucker.
Yeah,
Here's a pillow of the Goomba.
I'm still doing the dinosaur. You know what I mean?
Open the door, get on the floor.
Everybody do the dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
There was a dude in the
That
Marines
was
that
the
looked just
worst
like a
movie,
Goomba. I used to laugh at him all the time. I was like, smile. I said, where's your accordion at? And we watched that movie. He got so mad. I'm like, look, Schultz, it's you.
Although it does look like Fetterman got hit with the devolution gun.
Yeah, he did. He totally fucking did.
Evolve. Oh, I love that movie. I wanted those boots, man. Those boots they got they could do those big jumps. I thought that was cool. The jump boots.
No. All right, who's next? I know G-Webs hasn't gone yet. Who hasn't gone yet?
I'm protesting.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I think it's just down to Honda and G-Webs now.
Okay, I don't think it matters what order we put them in, right? Because the way you're doing it, as long as they're on.
Well, it's just for your opinion is what it, like which
So-
one you're. But yeah,
It took me a while to find these, and I thank the private movie theater for giving me options that the movie theaters didn't give me, because I started off with like Wikipedia, and those weren't all the movies I'd seen. So I do have a couple of different ones. I'll put Sound of Freedom on there because of its importance and whatnot. It is hard to watch no matter what, because you realize that's for real, right? Equalizer 3. I don't think anybody said that one. Just that there's
I
some
didn't get a
action
chance
movie.
to watch that one. Damn.
I
It's
watched
not
it, but I
amazing.
just kind of read subtitles made it, non-watchable for me. It wasn't that good.
It's
It definitely wasn't one.
No, it's a number. You just wanted to have some kind of action. We didn't really get a lot of action movies.
Yeah.
No One Will Save You. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was
Alien.
yeah.
It was all right because I was trying to find ones you guys didn't all say already. They Clone Tyrone, and that
I haven't
I
seen that
still
one
haven't
yet.
watched that movie.
okay, it's a good one. Gran Turismo. Nobody said that one. I don't know why. I thought that was a really good movie. Did
I
anybody
haven't seen
see-
it yet.
Oh, okay, maybe that's why. Am I thinking of the right movie? That's the one about the kid who's in the
Yeah.
video game contest.
Yeah.
So, and then Tetris. So I tried to rank mine on like what movies I'd watch over and over, and Tetris is good. It's like a, oh man, I don't know what to call it. Like it's an adventure. It's worth watching. Plus, it's neat because it's a real story. Then I put the Babylon 5 cartoon. I don't think anybody picked that because maybe it's not good to the real story, but I thought it was good. I've never watched Babylon 5, and it's not really a cartoon. It's whatever that's called, animation or something. Blue Beetle, Godzilla, and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's by far the best movie all fucking year.
Blue Beetle, Godzilla, and Spider-Man. All right.
Honorable, and you are so not invited to my bat mitzvah.
Oh God, I tried to watch that movie and I got like 15 minutes and was like, I can't do this shit anymore.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea what that is. It just seemed like a fun
My-
title.
So my honorable mentions, I'm gonna go through them real quick. That we're talking. Had I done a top like 17, these would have been the rest of them. Super Mario Brothers movie, John Wick Chapter 4, Gran Turismo, The Creator, Sisu, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Renfield, loved that movie, and Dumb Money. I don't know. I may have been the only one that saw Dumb Money, but
What was Dumb Money?
that was the one that was the it was like telling the true story of like what happened during the GameStop stuff from a couple years ago.
Oh yeah. I
I'm
remember
gonna
that.
watch. What's that? What platform is that on?
The website. I don't know. I watched it on the fucking website. I don't know where it was
I
from.
saw it on one the other day. Let me look.
If you go to IMDb, it'll tell you what platform it's on.
I thought Renfield was a fun movie too. I just didn't
Yeah,
make a
it
list.
wasn't that. It was fun. It just wasn't great. But
Once again,
me,
you to
one-
the Aquafina scene, that's when I turned it off.
yeah,
When,
exactly.
They cloned Tyrone. I like that one too.
Yeah, it's good. I like sci-fi. That's good. Just plain old sci-fi.
One of my honorable mentions that I know no one mentioned was it wasn't the greatest, but I enjoyed it. Was Extraction 2 with Thor.
I just haven't watched that many movies. I've probably watched 13 movies this year.
But
Yeah, I
don't
only
you
watched
watch
like
more
10.
TV? Like
All
I
the
don't mean
way
like
through.
actual TV, but does everyone here admit to watching more like TV shows than movies?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Depends. Maybe
From like 25 years ago, yeah, because I'm weird.
but TV shows can be like 12, half an hour episodes or like 24 or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll sit there and binge watch fucking Seinfeld because I love it, or fucking Deep Space Nine because it puts me to sleep, or you know what I mean? Like there's like old shows that I just fucking love that are
I hate-
way better than any of the fucking horse shit, fucking shit, the shittiest shit in the history of shit that these shitty ass writers and these shitty ass producers and these shitty ass people in fucking Hollywood keep fucking churning out like fucking turds in the fucking toilet, dude. That's all they're doing is just sitting on the toilet and like, oh, I got another masterpiece coming. Hold on. Oh, that
why
one's
I-
called Avatar 2. Like, fuck me, dude.
Yeah, which is why I started watching anime, because Hollywood has been putting out nothing but shit.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't coming for Avatar 2. That was a good movie.
Yeah, and if we were putting TV series and stuff on there, One Piece would have hit my list actually because I enjoyed the shit out of it.
I
And
did
then
make
there's
a top
people like
5 TV
PT
because
out
I
there
know
in the
wasn't
chat
doing
who were
TV
like,
or not.
oh, I'm going to put my mouth in the bottom of that toilet. Feed me more, daddy. Shit down my throat and into my gullet because I fucking love it. Fucking weirdo people, bro.
Okay, so we got some tiebreakers. We gotta settle here.
My son's over here laughing his ass off at Honda.
Yes, Corey's son, Honda, is always like this.
Sorry about that,
Always.
everybody. Sorry I'm a dick.
No, you're good, man. He's just over here laughing his ass off.
Okay. All right, this
okay.
trying to get these all ranked out. So
Right, okay.
okay, so first one. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 7-way tie that we gotta run through the room. Okay, so I need you to remember all 7 of these fucking movies, so that we can try and fucking figure this shit out. Let me.
This happened last
You
year,
should do
too.
like 3 at a time. Not
It
all
happens
7.
every year.
We have
So-
like one that's like a 27-way tie.
Yeah, well, it happens every fucking year. There's not much I can do about it because there's like,
so many good movies. Yeah.
like there's a lot of fucking movies. A lot of them got the same amount of fucking, what you call it? Who's it? What's it's? God damn it. Let me pull this one up. I'm going to put them on the screen so everybody can fucking remember.
If you had the right kind of voting machine, you could just have it. You tabulate to whatever you want it to say.
True.
True.
You should have done the mail outs.
All right.
Yeah.
Later tonight,
All right.
in the middle of the night, the winner will be revealed.
All right. So here we go. Everybody needs to vote. Which of these 7 movies is their favorite? So we'll start with G-Webs. We got Blue Beetle, Sisu, Rebel Moon, Tetris, Oppenheimer, D&D, or The Creator.
Yikes. Out of these, which is my favorite, would be
Yes.
Tetris or Blue Beetle. So Tetris, I guess.
All right. Tetris. All right. Jolly.
Oppenheimer.
All right. Leo.
I haven't seen any of these, so I'm out.
Okay. Jared.
Sisu.
Sisu. Honda, do you have a preference out of any of these?
I have only seen Dungeons and Dragons, which I actually did kind of like.
I don't think I've seen Sisu yet.
Corey.
That's tough between Rebel Moon and Sisu. I'm gonna have to go Sisu though. Rebel Moon was good, but Sisu was badass.
Okay.
Creator is the robot kid, right?
Yes.
For me, it would be Blue Beetle. But that means Sisu won this one.
What
So we can-
place was this fighting for?
Let's take the head off first, not the feet.
The what now?
What
who's
place
seen-
was
what's-
that fighting for?
I'm still working that out. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Okay.
Like 7 things got all the same votes. I used to
So
figure
now
out
we've
how
got to
to
vote.
rank.
Now we got to vote. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So now that knocks out The Creator. That knocks out Rebel Moon. So now you got to vote for your favorite between Blue Beetle, Tetris, Oppenheimer, and D&D. All right. Again, G-Webs.
Interesting. Let's try Blue Beetle this time.
Beetle. All right. Jolly.
Oppenheimer again.
Fuck, you're just going to keep jamming us up, but okay. Leo.
I'm out.
Yep. Jared.
The only one I saw was D&D.
All right. Honda. D&D, I guess.
Dragons and Dungeons.
All right. Corey.
I give my vote to you, Matt.
Okay, well, my vote would go towards Blue Beetle. So there you go. Um,
Bam. He rolled a 4-sided dice on that bitch.
yeah, I did. I totally did. All right, so now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so those movies are all out. All right, so next batch of movies here. That we have to vote on are Godzilla -1, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Transformers, and Shazam.
Oh shit.
Same order again, so we'll start with G-Webs.
Gojira.
Gojira. All right. Jolly.
I'm broken inside. You can have my vote.
Okay. Leo.
Shazam.
Shazam. Jared.
Godzilla.
Gojira. Honda, have you seen any of these movies?
I have no feelings about any of them, Matt.
Okay. All right.
Corey. It doesn't give you any feelings? Come on.
I mean, Godzilla might, but I didn't see it, so.
He picks up a bus and he throws it.
If you're saying me, I go Transformers.
Transformers. Okay, I have 2 votes, and if I got to give my 2 votes to any of them, it's Godzilla.
It's
I haven't seen that
Godzilla
one.
from the point of view of the people who survived Hiroshima, right?
Yes.
Did the Americans release Godzilla on Japan? Because we were like, you had it too easy the first time around.
No. That's not what happened at all.
That happens
Okay.
and stuff. You know, he wakes up.
So now we got to vote between Transformers and Shazam. So who has seen one of these 2 movies?
I've seen all of
I've seen Shazam. That's it. So
Okay, G-Webs, Transformers, or Shazam?
Everything, anytime, always against Shazam. I don't like Shazam, so Transformers. And plus, Transformers is not bad.
I'm going Transformers.
Transformers and anti-Shazam at the same time.
Okay, so he's for Shazam, And you're
If you say in 2024 that you're going Transformers, you better wear a dress the next day.
No. All right, Jolly, Transformers or Shazam?
I'll give it to Transformers because it had RC in it.
Okay.
Royal Crown Cola.
No, she's my favorite Transformer.
Leo, have you seen either of these?
Just Shazam.
Okay. Jared?
Transformers.
All right. Corey?
Transformers.
Transformers. And I put it on my list, so I'd have to go to Transformers. So
Transformers, penis in disguise.
Beep.
There's
I
a
don't listen to the signs.
knockoff movie on the website, Transmorphers.
I thought you were gonna say don't care about the size. Jolly.
Lady boys.
Motion of the ocean.
All right. All right. Next two movies, we got to do a tie between John Wick 4 and Sound of Freedom. G-Webs?
What was the first one?
John Wick 4.
Oh, I hate that movie. And Sound of Freedom is legit, so Sound of Freedom.
All right. Jolly?
John Wick.
All right. Leo?
John Wick.
Jared?
Mr. Wick.
All right. Honda?
Dude, you got to go Sound of Freedom. That's actually about a fucking badass who saves kids, not some like whiner whose dog got kidnapped.
All right.
Dog died, but okay.
Corey?
Well, I've only seen one of them, and if I would probably go Sound of Freedom, but since I've only seen John Wick, I'd have to go him since I've seen him.
All right. Well, I would have gone Sound of Freedom, but all right.
Well,
Well,
I want to go Sound of Freedom, but I haven't seen it. And I thought we had to vote for what we've seen.
Yeah, well, you do. So it makes sense. I got it. I got you.
I haven't seen Sound of Freedom, but I voted for it. Is that okay?
No,
All right.
it's not.
That's anti-freedom.
All right. Last
Don't
one.
admit to
Last
anything.
one.
I'm not allowed to listen anymore.
All right. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
These are the two choices here. All right. G-Webs.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Jolly.
Spider-Man.
Leo.
Guardians.
Jared.
Guardians.
Honda, have you seen either of these?
Good Tog 3. That's the one.
Oh,
All
shit.
right. Corey.
Guardians.
All right. And I would go Spider-Man. So we got that.
Ouch.
All right.
G-Webs, you play
Wait,
with
what's
Razor Blade
Guardians?
there?
I like Good Tog.
All right. Jesus Christ. I need a program that does this shit so I don't have to fucking sit here and do
Yeah.
this.
Can't do it on your bracket thing? We put it on this on the bracket thing.
Dude, in 5 years, this chat will be run by AI, and you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay. Well,
I run half my shows on AI. At this
No, then we're going to have an orbital missile strike carrier.
And then we're going to be leave the world behind scenario.
Would you like to play a game?
what?
I mean, I'm a big fan of Skynet, really,
Game?
myself.
This is true. So am I.
You know,
I
Skynet is what
Well,
China calls their AI surveillance program. It's called Skynet.
Nice.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Skynet.
If it's convenient and comfortable, how can it be bad for you? Answer me that.
I mean, so are the suicide pods in Canada. They're convenient and comfortable.
I'm sure you've seen the thing where the lady was like, "Can you fix my doorbell?" And they're like, "Have you thought about euthanasia?"
Yeah, no, there was the lady who's like, "Hey, I have trouble walking. Can you fix my like stair escalator thing?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, we could do that, or
Or you could just die. Be a good idea.
we could just kill you. Isn't that great?"
And she wasn't
like,
just
the
nobody.
spokesperson
She
for the whole
actually,
thing- The spokesperson for the whole fucking thing turns out Like they were like, "Oh, isn't it beautiful that she's chosen end of life care and blah blah blah." Well, it turns out she had a manageable disease that was not terminal and was just like talked into it somehow. I don't know. They like talked her into it, and now she's fucking dead. And all of her friends are like, "Why did you do this? Like, this is insane." But no, she's the fucking spokesperson with the bubbles. You remember that fucking bubble commercial?
Yep.
I do not remember the bubble commercial.
If you get talked into suicide, I mean,
Do I have some beachfront property in Kansas to sell you?
All right. Here is our list as collectively voted on based on our own rankings and our own individual lists. This is the top 10 movies of 2023. We got number 10 is Blue Beetle. Number 9 is Sisu. Number 8, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Number 7, Shazam Fury of the Gods. Number 6, Transformers Rise of the Beast. Number 5, Godzilla -1. Number 4, Sound of Freedom. Number 3, John Wick Chapter 4. Number 2, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's a solid list.
Which is my
It
number
is.
one. Yeah.
That is a damn solid list of movies right there.
Didn't you at one point just a minute ago have Guardians of the Galaxy and Blue Beetle on the same, like, they got the same
No.
amount of votes?
No,
Oh, okay.
No, I think there was only 2 votes for Blue Beetle. Guardians of the Galaxy had like 5 votes. So it was always going to be one of the top 2. It and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse both had 5 votes.
Maybe I will
Best-
watch Blue Butthole.
Best number 1 movie.
Yep.
So
You're talking about Blue Beetle you haven't seen yet?
No, I've not seen Blue Butthole.
I haven't seen
it's
it
a good
either.
movie. Like
It's-
it's simple. There's not much to it. It's just a simple superhero story.
It's
It was
like
fun.
Iron Man mixed with Spider-Man. It's like a kid who gets Iron Man shit.
Yeah.
Without
And it doesn't try to be overly complicated. It's not an overly complicated CGI, shit fest or anything like that. It's just fun. So I liked it. I liked it quite a goddamn bit. Anyway. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's our top 10 as voted on by the Weekend Geek podcast. I hope you all enjoyed the shit out of it tonight. I really do. I think it was rather beneficial to everyone who watched.
I got a couple of movies I hadn't seen yet.
I think,
You what?
I think the chat loved hating on me because they started roasting me, which happens every year.
Well, because, dude, your list is like anime and shit nobody's ever heard of.
And last year you had a movie you hadn't even seen on your list. It was
No,
like
I
high on your
gave y'all
list.
Top Gun. I said I wanted to shout out that movie, but I will give y'all Top Gun, which ended up being the number 1 movie of the year.
Because it was the number 1 movie of last year.
Really?
Like you gave it to us. Like, oh, I'll give you this one. Like you're doing us a favor. It was the best movie of the year last year. Granted, it was completely just Star Wars all over again, but I didn't give a shit because it was fucking great.
You're saying Top Gun Part 2 was Star Wars?
Well, Top Gun Part 2 was Top Gun the original Top Gun crossed with the original Star Wars, A New Hope. Because the third act of Top Gun Maverick is basically just the third act of Star Wars.
The trench run.
Where they go
Oh,
to
did
attack-
you guys?
Yeah,
I was
it
just looking through some shit. Have you seen Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham?
No.
Cartoon.
Cartoon movie. I don't know how long. Like over an hour. I'm not exactly sure how long it is. Not 2 hours though. But it was actually pretty fucking good. It was like a spin on the Batman universe. I don't know how to describe it. It was good.
I have not seen that one. I kind of haven't watched a lot of those DC comic movies since they ended that last run with, what was that one? Justice League Dark Apocalypse or something?
Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
Apocalypse War, which was fucking fantastic. That movie was great.
There's a bunch of them that are
Which
pretty
then
good.
ended in basically Flashpoint.
Yeah, it ended. Well, it started with Flashpoint and ended with another Flashpoint.
Yeah. Flash
It was
just
like
keeps
we
winning.
were talking about it a few weeks. What, two weeks ago? Remember G-Webs? I made that list of all the movies in that fucking
Yeah, we were talking about it, and you went through and yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And I was like, these are all the movies, and it was like 18 movies. that were in this specific, like 8-year timeline of movies that came out that are all connected. And which were all pretty damn good. I haven't really watched any since that was over. I watched the Green Lantern one and I watched the Justice League one, and I didn't like either one of them. So I really haven't watched that many. So I have no idea.
I just brought it up and thumbed through it. I don't think I've seen it, so now I got it queued up to watch it later on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But yeah.
I like most of the Batman ones. I mean, some of them suck, but I'll still watch them. They're a Batman cartoon. It didn't cost nothing.
There's a few of them that Batman is not. I mean, as I think most people are aware, I'm not a fucking not a big
Batman fan.
Like
another
I find
good movie that no one mentioned from this year, The Machine, with Bert Kreischer.
Oh God, I hated that fucking movie.
What was The Machine?
It was fucking great, dude. With it had Mark Hamill in it, and like it was pretty good. Dude.
It was so fucking awful.
It was funny.
Did I do that?
Good God, I hated that fucking movie.
I watched it. It was in little bits at a time while I ate. I didn't sit down and watch the entire movie at one time.
Good Lord.
But
I was not a fan of that movie at all. I watched it and then I was like, what the fuck? It's like they took good comedy from Bert Kreischer from about 10 years ago and made a shitty movie out of it.
But that's great.
That's
I
what
like,
it felt
I
like
like
to me.
10-year-old Bert Kreischer stand-up. It's fucking funny.
I do too, but like his stand-up is way better than that movie. I don't know. I didn't like it, but that's just me. So take that for what you will. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say it is time to bid everyone farewell and adieu. The final podcast of 2023 for either one of my channels, because I'm not doing another podcast on either channel until Monday night, which will officially be 2024.
Same.
Yeah. This is
I will
it.
be doing one tomorrow. I know I haven't been doing any for the past couple of weeks, dude. I caught like super hardcore face and lung AIDS.
Yeah.
It was bad, bro. Like I still got this shit going on right now. It's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Did you maybe get COVID or strep?
I caught the white lung, bro. I caught like the fucking like the new shit that they haven't even come out with in the newspapers yet. Like they're gonna be writing it up, and you'll hear the report soon.
Should we be wearing a mask?
Yeah, you should, because it's probably transmissible through the fucking the cords, through the cable.
Well, no, but that's what it's called, white lung, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
what
well
they're
that's
called?
the newest one. I don't know if it was that, but bro, like it started off in my lungs, and then I had a fever for 4 fucking days straight. And then when I didn't have a fever, I finally like the fever went away, but then I lost my voice, and then I had a sore throat for 2 days, and then my eyes got infected, and then dude, it's just been like one thing after a fucking another, and I'm still dealing with it.
Jesus, dude.
Have you taken vitamin C?
I've been trying to get all the vitamins, bro. Like I don't know what else to do.
Anna's pretty good. He takes a lot of vitamins. I've been to his house. I've seen his vitamin stack. He's good. So
maybe get more sunlight. I don't know. That would be the only thing.
I think he needs some vitamin D.
No, we need that big.
Come give it to me, big boy.
Honda gets all his vitamins and herbs, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, there's some herbs there too. Yeah.
Get some sea moss.
Some semen.
Sea moss.
Semen? What the fuck are you trying to feed me?
It just sounds sexual.
Sea moss. Yeah. Put it in your mouth.
Put some of that sea moss in your mouth.
Sea
Don't
moss
mind
will
it.
make you
Why?
feel better.
It sounds like something you buy at like one of those like hippie health food like juice joints.
Sounds about some shit that you fucking heard about in the Barbie movie.
No. It's actually.
Oh, by the way, Honda, I am
good for you.
right now on the season 6 finale of Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
about to watch
Jadzia Dax is about to die. There.
She just did. I'm already like halfway through the
2
episode.
grams. That's a lot of sea moss.
Sea moss.
Sea moss.
That's what we're gonna call you now. You're not the sleepy ginger. You're fucking the redheaded sea monster.
Next week, I'm going to do like a full, unadulterated like opinion piece on comparing Deep Space Nine to all the other Star Trek series.
Okay.
This is the one.
Before we go, going in cold. What are your thoughts as of right now up to the end of season 6?
As of right now, I will say I think that Deep Space Nine has done narrative storytelling better than any other Star Trek series.
And a far better job at character development, a far better job at I don't know, introducing new characters like Quark and oh my god, dude, the fucking Ferengi stories are golden. Every single one of them is so fucking good.
Even though they did have episodic episodes, but they are Deep Space Nine was the first Star Trek to do a grand arching story plot.
Yeah,
and you have the meat of the Dominion Wars.
So Next Generation never did it. The original series never did it. Voyager delved into it a couple of times very lightly. Enterprise delved into narrative storytelling pretty hardcore, but I don't think they did it anywhere near as well as Deep Space Nine has done. And on a character-by-character basis, I can have all different kinds of discussions of who I do and don't like as characters on the show and whether or not I think they're well-rounded characters. I will say, as a cast of characters, as okay, how effective was this cast of characters versus the cast of characters from Next Generation or Voyager or Enterprise? I will say Deep Space Nine has the most eclectic cast of characters that are very different from each other that still work really well together. Whereas in Next Generation, the characters are, while they're different people with different personalities, you don't really get a large variety of, outside of maybe Worf and Data, you don't really get a large variety of backgrounds and different points of view. They all pretty much have the same morals and
you
the
have
same
more character development.
Okay, and then for the season upcoming, for season 7,
yes,
I want you to pay very special attention to the character Damar, who you might not think is the most important character, and really he's not.
Picard's second in command, who now runs.
Picard's second in command, who's now the fucking leader of the Cardassian people, who goes from where he's at to the leader of the resistance to fight against the Dominion. It is the craziest story arc, and it's great.
As far as I will say, they put together a cast of characters better than the other shows. Although I do like the cast of characters from Voyager, because Voyager's still one of my favorite shows of all time. I will say, and while there was plenty of differing characters and differing personalities that had conflicting goals and things like that in the first 2 seasons of Voyager, by season 3, you're pretty much all characters on the same page at all times. Yep. Right? Whereas in Deep Space Nine, that is not the case. Kira, Odo, Quark, those 3 especially, pretty much through the entire series, at any time may have very different goals and ways of doing things than the rest of the characters on the show. Even Jake, to an extent, starts to, I think in season 5, very much become his own person. Where he becomes very fucking, he's got his own goals and things that a lot of times come into conflict with other stuff. I love the character development with Nog is great.
Yep.
I love where he started.
Yeah, well, from season 1 to where he becomes an ensign. Yeah, that's another one.
He started out as a literate thief.
Or Odo. Odo starts off as the Huffy Duffy shapeshifter to a guy who can express his feelings and stuff. Or Kira, who starts off as a fucking ex-terrorist bitch who fucking hates everybody, to this woman who opens up to everybody and loves a bunch of people and cares about everybody. There's so many good story arcs. There's so many good character arcs. It's well integrated, and the way it ends too. That's another selling point. The way that the fucking whole story ends, and they tie off all the loose ends, and they do such a good job of ending a show that so many other shows have done such a terrible job of.
My only nitpick with the final ending was when Worf. I know they couldn't do it because legal issues, but when he's thinking back of his time on Deep Space Nine, it's all Ezri. And
There was a little Jadzia.
in his flashbacks, they didn't have Jadzia.
Maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought there was.
It was because the way they ended things with Terry Farrell.
Yeah, I know there was he flashbacks to like fucking making out with her or whatever. It's like, come on, dude, that was your white. Like, why wouldn't they have Jadzia? You're right.
Yeah, that was the dumb thing. That's like
Fair
Well,
enough.
so far, it's a great show. I don't know. We'll see when it's all said and done if I can say it's like, oh, it's the best Star Trek show ever. I don't know if I'll get there. But, yeah, this was, because I had watched the first 2 or 3 seasons when they first came out. And then I remember when the final season was on, I was trying to watch episodes here and there. But, you're kind of lost because, I mean, season 6 and 7 are just one big, long storyline.
Yeah.
And so I remember when I was watching little bits of episodes here and there, when that final season was on, like not knowing what the fuck was going on.
Well, there's some like really, really good like individual episodes too, like Pale Moonlight, for instance, where
where he's talking to the fucking and he deletes it at the end.
Yeah, it deletes it, but it's the story of how he tricks the Romulans into entering the war on the side against the Dominion.
It's considered like one of the best episodes of Deep Space Nine.
Oh, one of my favorite episodes was the one where Cisco's getting pulled through time and Jake's telling the story to that writer when he's old.
Another good one.
That's a good one, yeah.
How many seasons are there?
7.
Anyhow. But anything that has Keiko O'Brien can fuck off.
Yeah, and she's not in it that much, fortunately.
She's not, and that's why it's okay. But still, like the 3 episodes that she's in all suck.
She was also in MASH.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We're done for this evening, and we're going to get out of here. We will see all of you guys in 2024.
Yep.
It's only like 26 hours away, but you guys enjoy the rest of your fucking weekend. We'll see you guys Monday night. Have fun, all that good stuff, and yeah, I guess that's it. There's not really much else to say. So enjoy your fucking weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys later.
Y'all sit there big time now, ain't it?